to summarize last week, you had a little bit of an epilogue where you met with the Count, Arias, the leader, really the kind of the current ruler, if you will, of Brawl. And he gave you guys, as a reward for rescuing the city, curing the people's, the weird infection that was destroying the city, like, because of what you did, he recognized you as heroes, and he gave you all an array of magic rings. And they all have a similar motif. They're like a dragon biting its tail. And each one of them has a different kind of eye gem, right? So it's like you see one half of the things out of it. And the telekinesis one is like diamond. And the rings bustorian is like peridot. They're all different, like gemstones, emeralds, that kind of thing. I didn't really think through the association of colors, so if you guys pick that, that's fine. But it's a gemstone, and they're beautifully, like, perfectly crafted. They're like they're part of a set, actually, if that makes sense. But he gave you all one ring, ranging from telekinesis to spell storing to spells. Yeah, I think that's the one the Jedi did.
Yeah, nice.
And then you guys had a meeting with Veyron, which was this weird clockwork golem-like being that floats around, and he breathes awkwardly. He speaks very little, a lot like Dubois. And he was there, and then one of the walking, abacus calculating advisors, House of Ducat, was there as the advisor to Garn, right, who is the leader of the House Centauri. You guys had this meeting, and basically what was talked about is what you already knew. You already knew that the Guild of Justice was already infiltrated,
right?
And there were Yashchery, or lizard folk, that were taking on the shape of Gith with this weird magical ring that they were using to like polymorph or disguise themselves. And they'd infiltrated several key positions. That's why Macy was released from prison, if you recall. Captain Ricci's younger brother, who betrayed you guys and actually brought the infection back from that abandoned moon base. You guys went on that moon base and you guys discovered this infection. He actually willingly got his brother infected and somebody else to manipulate the situation and make some money. And you had a guarantee you get breaking out of prison, and obviously you got broken out of prison. And you understand it was these Gith impersonators doing it. And you also know that they're impersonating real Giths. What they're doing is killing a Gith and taking their place, literally. So it's not a lot of them, but there's enough of them to where the organization is not trustworthy. This is all explained in your meeting with Garn, Laren, Garn's advisor from the House of Khan, right? And the Count, or the Duke, people call them different things. The leader of the head of the House of Radiance. And what negative goes right.
That's his name.
Yeah, that guy's much more imposing. The dude, the guy that you got. I mean, you saw a picture of him. I mean, he's got the funny hat thing going on. He looks like he's dressed fancy, but he looks like he's like in his 30s and not that. He's really not that imposing. But anyway, but he is obviously a shrewd leader and has bankrolled a lot of the stuff happening in Rock and Brawl. Negotiated a lot of the treaties and diplomacy, stimulated a lot of commerce. Like, this guy's vision has really united 4 different crystal spheres. Anyway, so last week you guys were asked to, because you're the heroes of Brawl now, I mean, it's been made known you guys actually saved basically the Rock of Brawl. Used great magic, and you guys were, I mean, like, you got the admiration of the thieves because you like robbed the vault of Brawl. you got the admiration of the general populace there. The people who like live there, from the bright green quarter of the insect people to the the Duergar quarter. They all because you guys basically rescued them from this hideous biological alien infection. I did send you video clips of John Carver's thing to give you an idea of how grotesque it really was. But you guys rescued them from that. So naturally, you're kind of the heroes of Brawl. And so that also means that you have notoriety in these other crystal spheres. Make sense?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good.
Already. Wow.
So well, yeah.
News
News
travels
travels
fast.
fast. Like, can you imagine? You want to land to visit your family that lives on the rock and works on the Rock of Brawl, and they're infected with some disease. And,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like, how terrifying that would be. You guys save people's families. You know, dad goes off to work and then, you know, doesn't come home, and you find out that he's like amalgamated into 4 other minors and like foul spewing beast thing. Yeah, I mean, you guys, you feel me?
You got it.
So,
Gotcha.
that being said, what's up, Kev? Oh, of course. Okay, just don't alt tab anything and close it. Anyways. Yeah. Anyway. So, the idea is that as envoys representing the rock, now, logically, Count Arrayes needs to stay put because so much is going on locally
Yes.
and he knows the Guild of Justice is compromised. He knows that. You guys made that clear. Remember when you had side quests, you weren't there when we had side quests. You got transformed into a gift as well, and you started realizing this,
Oh, that's right.
This is not good.
Yeah, so you guys, like, you know what's going on, and you've explained it to him, and now he's trying to navigate it. Because House Savat, which is the gift house that's there, and this is the first time GIF have actually populated Crystal Sphere, by the way. GIF are no rats. House Savat is like an anomaly. Like, that they have a home now, a home world, like that's like not heard of, right? Yeah. So this the whole thing is like new, if you will. But at the end of the day, you guys have this meeting. He says, be my envoys, represent us, find out what's going on in their home world, because obviously they are deep. There's something happening that's deeply disgruntled there. For them to be infiltrating things, and at first the Garn, the representative of House Centauri, was actually pretty defensive. But once evidence was made really clear, he was like, okay, this is much worse than I thought. So he consented. And basically what Count Arrayes is asking is go to Garn's homeworld, right? And meet with the Sacred Council and tell them what you know about what's happening here. Because there are people from House Centauri that are rebelling against what we're doing and almost ended Brawl. Basically, as far as they're concerned, that the people who are defecting from House Centauri hired Macy. Does that make sense? Like that's what Arrayes supposes is happening. That it's the same entity working, and the root of it is from Garn's homeworld. Of course, he's a little bit apprehensive about this, but deeply indebted to the Count. And so you guys have this meeting, and then you get ready to go. You get a long rest in, a couple days rest, catch yourselves up. You have some celebrations. You spend some time playing music. Great. Yeah, you weren't even at that meeting, by the way. Your character. You were actually on tour, and you wrote a song about
Living your best
living
life.
it, liberating the undead mind flayer. So you have this really cool song that you wrote,
Yeah.
and you showed it to the boys. The tall, thin guy who plays bass.
Yes.
Yeah. You went on tour with them, and you actually toured one of their homeworlds. So you were gone for 3 days.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, I may have actually written that song. Anyway, yeah, we continue.
Yeah. So, full circle, you guys are on your way out, and you leave discreetly. You don't with any fanfare. You leave in the middle of the day when people are working and doing their thing.
Sure.
And you meet up with him at 10 a.m. He comes by, the Laughing Beholder, right? Meets Cezzo Buogi, and he was like, "Who's this guy?" He's very odd. And as you guys head out, you are actually ambushed. Somebody tries to assassinate you. Now, the assassin attempt, they had 2 snipers on top of the tower, and they shot at him.
Okay.
One bullet grazed him, didn't hit him dead on, and the other one missed entirely. They were terrible shots.
That's
They're
right.
stormtroopers.
It's because
That's right.
yeah, that was an analogy I think I used, and the reason is because I'm sorry, but nobody can handle a sniper rifle like a gift.
Oh.
Like, if you don't have, nobody has proficiencies in these weapons. You guys remember you went through a couple weeks training with gifts, if you recall.
Yes.
And you had to make rolls to make sure you actually got the ability to use the weapons. Right? And most of you didn't make those rolls, but Mr. Jedi rolled a sweet 20 and like picked it up like it's natural, and they were like impressed with how skilled he was. So
Right.
the rest of you pick up a gift weapon, you're at a disadvantage already because you don't know how to use a clockwork mech magic firearm. You just don't know how to use it.
I'm here.
And neither do these polymorph guys. It looks easy enough, and they realize they should have used like some other attack. So the good news is they seem a bit disorganized and a bit overzealous. They're not thinking too clearly.
Good.
But you have an all-out battle, and unfortunately, you have to kill some actual gift and members of the Hall of Justice. In fact, those are the ones that would taste the best, according to Mikau. She showed up at the last minute. Well, you knew it was her because this adult shadow red dragon nuked one of the ships that was attacking.
Nice.
And just zealously devoured all the inhabitants.
She
they
should.
possibly could,
I
yeah.
mean, this seems like a win-win here.
Yeah.
I know.
And then you guys are speeding off, right? And she catches up to you. And as she's catching up to you, she turns into a human, lands on the top deck, climbs in. You guys are having this meeting with him. And she walks in and interrupts the meeting. It's like, wine? Is there wine anywhere? I think I have something stuck between my... Is there wine anywhere? And one of the boys, right? You know, I'm not sure if it's Jeb or Elroy, but one of them shows her where the wine is. And
Nice.
gets her out of your hair. Right?
I'm not going after the crazy girl. She can do whatever she wants. Go ahead, grab the wine. I ain't contradicting you.
I don't think we want to drunk dragon though, so
Yeah, no.
that'd be bad.
She can kill us. Let's keep it
We're happy.
She's very dangerous.
She's very dangerous. I think the barbarian who knows some things can sense danger when he sees it. He's like, nah, just leave her.
She's cool. Yeah, so that's her and insulting.
Oh, that's the scary one, huh?
Yeah, that's her. That's what she looked like coming back in.
Like,
She's like, she's like a lady that she got to devour living beings and nuke them. Like
for the first
that's
time in
her
1,000 years.
like chaotic evil her, right? But then she'll calm down a little bit, have a few glasses of wine, and settle back into being human and look more like the Vital that you know and appreciate.
Yes, supposed to appreciate it.
But she comes in looking like crazy-eyed and fun. Why now? You're like, she looks like that. You're like, okay, lady. And of course the Garn is like, who is that? Anyway, nobody didn't want to know. Okay, so a little bit of discourse for you guys. Okay. While you are traveling, you're going to travel for several days. Okay, so you are going to need a long rest, right? And you're going to need to spell gem ships, okay? So basically, Jedi is spell jamming for like a 6-hour period.
Oh.
And then, you'll have somebody else spell jam for a 6-hour period and so on.
Sure.
It turns out that Jed is probably the most qualified to do that. So basically Jed and Jedi, which is ironic if you think about it. It's short for Jethro, but...
The fact that our random farmer guy is a good spelljammer is great.
Yeah. Well, he would have become a magic user if he didn't join the military. He was a farm boy. And nobody would recognize talent for the force or for magic or whatever. They would have instead. They go fight for a country, protect our land. And that's what he did. So he's a first level magic user and a 6th level fighter.
Nice.
So he might need some teaching. But anyway, he's got an knack for spelljammer.
Look.
So if it's not Jethro, it's Jedi. We all sound like hillbillies at one point. Anyway, so as you're just zooming through Wildspace, you guys are still just blown away. Remember, Garn had to explain to Jedi and Jethro. I cut this out so you can explain that. He explained how to read their star maps. There's a couple star maps that are in the ship that you guys know how to read.
Yep.
And so Garn knows how to read them because he's been spelljamming since he was a kid. So Garn knows how to read it. He explains to them how to where they're going and how to get there and yada yada.
Nice.
But that's just so you know that's happening. You sit down in the main cabin of the eclipse. And, you know, it's the party. I assume most of you are there. We're going to have to role play something after this, okay? And you're not going to like it. We're going to have to role play it anyway, okay? I'm just warning you. Okay.
Fair warning.
But try to pay attention. So I did send this to you. So if you look in the messenger, you can open this up. I'm going to read most of it just so you have an idea. So Garn begins to talk to you about his life. He says, you know, we've been slaves for a millennium. He says, as lizard folk, we were enslaved by humans, we were enslaved by elves, we were enslaved by the Illithid, we were enslaved by the Githyanki, we even enslaved each other.
Right.
But we knew that we had a greater destiny. And the ancestors that currently live in our homeworld and have evolved as we've evolved, our ancestors came from being enslaved by Duergar, the Grey Dwarfs. And the Duergar were at war with the Drow, and they conscripted our people, our lizard folk, to help fight their battles. They'd given us charge to be on their spelljamming ships, and we were under their thumb, so to speak, as their lackeys, cannon fodder. We were the infantry in their army. And when we weren't fighting their battles, and being the first to take, you know, arrows and ballista, we were digging in their mines. We were digging in their mines, we were cleaning their houses. We were slaves under the Duergar for at least, 10 generations. That's like 200 years. And so we had a moment of liberation. They were in the middle of a fight, and the Drow had the upper hand. And 3 of these ships, these spelljamming ships, that were commandeered by lizard folk, said, you know what, we're out of here. And they ran for their lives. And they managed to successfully desert and flee to the deep recesses of the astral realm. Now, luckily, they were looking for a crystal sphere in deep wild space that would help them grow. Now, lizard people, they reproduce in broods. They lay eggs, right? And then they put those eggs near the star that their crystal sphere is in. They have these things called, they use these things called brood ships, and they're just full of their eggs.
Oh, wow.
And they coast around the star, and they take about a year, so they go in full rotation around the star, and the hatchlings are born. Each different star has a different effect on. Come on in, guys.
Hello.
Make some room. Make some room.
Oh.
Somebody can use that. Somebody can use that. Come on in. I'm just hitting a recap. We just started the discourse on from Garn. You guys are in the ship right now. You're traveling towards Garn's homeworld. What's up, Green? Great to see you. Bring it in, bring it in. You might want to scoot over. And then maybe you can grab that one. Sure.
Yeah.
Finally, was in it.
Are you sure? You be okay?
That's all right.
Yeah, but don't stop anything, dude.
Okay.
This thing spins.
What'd you say?
This is dangerous.
It's like you're gonna have fun.
Yep.
So, Garn is explaining that the people who are his ancestors, and were his ancestors for some 40 generations, are descendants from deserters that were slaves to Drow. And those Drow, slaves to Duergar rather, who were at war with Drow. And they were fighting over, well, they were fighting. War has plenty of context, but the point is that they fled, they found an obscure and distant crystal sphere, and then they used one of their stolen ships as a brood ship, and the first generation was born, and right away they realized that this crystal sphere star affected their offspring radically different. The kids were smarter.
Nice.
Like they noticed the kids were smarter, more clever, right? More adept at learning languages and things. And they're like, okay, Eureka, we found the right place. And so they've been at this, for lack of a better term, best evolutionary spot for the last 1,000 years, the last 40 generations. And about 7 or 10 generations in, they got advanced enough to spell gem on their own. They reverse engineered the Hammerships that they'd stolen. They began to perfect their breeding program and where they put their brood ships, and they started studying magic again. They started getting into spell casting, learning how to manipulate the weave in their place. The homeworld they found at first only had 2 places on the whole planet, right, where there was flora and fauna. Everywhere else was like scorched desert. The place is a volcano landscape for as far as you can see. And there's like only a couple places where there's like green stuff and standing water, literally 2 poles, okay? That's it, right? And so the rest, so they thought they would settle there. Well, they did. They settled there, and they were there for about 6 or 7 generations. But then they started mining, and then they struggled. They realized that this place was full of resources, full of gold, full of silver, full of mithril, full of alloys they hadn't even discovered yet. And they realized, okay, we are literally sitting on top of incredible power. Because they understood spell jamming and came from a spell jamming background, they realized, wow, we can make a ton of money. And they started making a ton of money. They started training their resources, and they did get skilled in smithing, but only the obscure alloys. So they use magical arts to like smith the magic. The stuff that he's wearing, the armor he's wearing, the alloy he's wearing, right? Valcannite, you have to use magic to sculpt, and they're the ones who know the technique. If you want to know what +5 plate mail looks like, you're looking at it. Like it's very it's like adamantium level stuff.
The good stuff.
So they started vilifying their historic enemies. Remember, they were enslaved by the Illithid, they were enslaved by humans, they were enslaved by Drow, and even Astral Elves enslaved them. So all of this, the Lizardfolk race has been enslaved by every other race because of their lack of intellect, their primitive society. And so they vilified all these different races and became a very isolationist, we're Jews, you're Gentiles, and everybody else needs to die kind of jihad flavored thinking.
Got it.
And their philosophy kind of evolved into this, like, we're very amoral, not evil, but not good. Like, you are a tool to be used. No feeling whatsoever, emotionlessness, right? And unfortunately, that went on for several centuries. And so for about 400 years, they specifically enslaved the Duergar because that was the main enemy from their ancestral perspective. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so they would go out of their way to enslave Duergar. They also enslaved Astral Elves and any criminal in their society that was convicted of a serious crime, right? Which could be sedition or treason. So if you're accused of treason, you end up working in the mines. Their minds became vast. Now, as they discovered all these things, they also discovered that underneath, deep underneath, as the Duergar would dig deep into this crystal sphere of this planet, they found an incredibly untouched Underdark. Yeah. The Underdark is a realm within the realm. So underneath this dead surface with only a desert, with a little bit of oasis to the north and the desert to the south and volcanic activity in the middle, hard to breathe atmosphere, and it's just like Venus, but you can breathe, you know? Right? Not as hot as Venus, you get the idea. You're living like by a volcano. There are several rivers that are called rivers, but they're lava flows. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, this river's a river. It's a lava flow. Oh, I thought you meant river. Yeah, it's a river. To them, it's a river. Got it. But underneath, there's vast aquifers, ancient oceans, and untouched, thousands of miles of untouched underground. They found an ancient civilization. They found that ancient civilization's religion. And for the first time, they started to worship a deity besides the god of the lizard people. And they started becoming more and more humanoid and less reptilian, which is why they look a lot more humanoid. Like, you look, people from the Centauri House are way more humanoid than typical lizard folk. But you can tell they're lizard folk, but they just look like a half lizard folk, which wouldn't be able to happen, but you know what I'm saying, that's what it looks like. You know? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. But it does. And they found this ancient civilization about 7 generations ago, 8 generations. And they discovered their ancient texts, they discovered their ancient cities, and it's deep in the Underdark. So this civilization always lived there. And so they began to have this faith in the deity of this crystal sphere. And so what's happening is now, the last 7 generations, 8 generations, they've developed a very strictly theocratic kind of society based on this religion. And so there's clerical magic that's healing and of the domain of life and light, which was never for lizard folk. Like lizard folk are chaotic evil, lawful evil. They don't do light. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But there's a real shift, and as it began to shift, their culture began to shift. And his father, and he's explaining this to you. I'm kind of summarizing his exposition. It's all written down. I don't read details, but he talks about his dad a lot. And he mentions how his father, you know, his father's name also was Garn the Great, or the Greater, when he was alive, had this vision to free the slaves, the Astral slaves and the Duergar slaves that were in the mines on Valcannus. And he began to preach freedom and use the sacred text from the ancient, religion they dug up to teach to the people freedom, and that it's wrong. And then he brought in their ancestors, said our ancestors were enslaved, not just by the Duergar, but also by these other races. And we hated everybody for it. Should we spread the same hatred? And Garn the Great said in the sacred assembly, their senate, if you will, what nobody wanted to say or admit, that they were hypocrites. And he laid it and said, we are hypocrites. The very thing that we hated for centuries, we've become. It's time for us to end the slavery that we have, to change, to reform our nation, to reform our people, reform our relationships, to set the Duergar free. Now, part of this was Garn the Greater had a great, meaningful relationship with the Duergar that worked in his minds. And he actually freed them before it was legal or recognized to free them. And he lost a lot of money doing that because, if you're enslaved by somebody, they say you're free to go, you're going to go. And only about 20% of them came back. And those that came back, he paid for them. But he could. Now he has this huge mine. You understand? This huge mine, right?
Okay.
With 15% of the workers. So he doesn't have enough money to staff it. So you have all this resources going unchecked. So he understood that that's, multiply that by 50, and that's what the upper class is feeling in this world. And they're feeling that. They're like, he said. And so what happened was Garn the Greater was assassinated. On the Senate floor. He was actually in the middle of speaking when the poison kicked in, and he died in front of everybody.
Wow.
Now, as he was dying, he told his son, his 10-year-old son at the time, or 10 cycles as they would say, 10 cycles around Solaris or O'Connor, the son. The 10 years, he said, make sure they become free. Make sure he just said, make sure they become free. We can't be hypocrites. That was kind of the mantra when he was dying. His wife, his mother and him heard it, and he was like, and his broodmates heard it as well. But Garn was the oldest son, and so expected to carry on the legacy. He did. He did. In fact, he's the liberator of the Duergar. Garn was appointed as the high priest, right? The son of fire, which is the role that they have in this religion. And he, first thing he did was sweeping reform and liberated, and he made slavery illegal except as a criminal punishment. And then he went into the courts and had anybody who was charged with sedition or anything that was fishy, he implemented there's a whole council of review. They review legal cases to make sure people weren't just political opponents or, somebody who just didn't agree with some policy or some slave who spoke out but then was punished severely. He's really trying to reform the nation. And as you're journeying through space right now, okay, do you have any questions for him? Because you're hurtling through Wildspace right now. Do you have any questions for him? No. Okay. Yeah, of course, none of the details I mentioned will be important later. But anyway, I digress. So while you guys are finishing up, he's like, he's sharing, you guys are having a meal. He's talking about something that happened when he was a kid. it's a politician just telling a story, basically. But it's engaging nonetheless, right? While that's going on, right, you head back to your room. And you have because you're giant, you have the largest cabin. You understand?
Yeah.
Or so you did. The door's locked. You really push on it. You can easily crack it open. But you're on the other side. What do you want? A girl needs a rest.
She's in my room?
It's the biggest room.
Well, since I have military background, I can sleep on a bench. Just let her have it.
You let her have it?
Yeah, just let her have
Very good.
What do you say anything?
it. I grumble. I'm like, oh, who's in there? I keep banging on her door until she opens it.
She doesn't. She's not going to open it. She says, go away.
Well,
Thank you. You're so accommodating. Go talk to my morsel about it if you have any problems, but I need the space.
oh, it's just rubbish. Fine, I'll go sleep on the bench. That's not working. I'm too tired. I just want to.
So you pound on the door. You guys hear him downstairs yelling, pounding on the door. Morsel, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You okay. In your head, Red Dragon instinct is, I want the biggest and the best. I want the most.
Yes.
That's your instinct.
So selfish.
Oh, 100%. Deep. Like,
Red Dragon.
yeah, narcissism to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a red dragon, you can afford to. But yes.
So you walk away. Do you hear you guys hear the altercation? Door opens. She goes, really? She looks like shocked. She looks at you. Really? You're just going to sit on a bench?
Yes. I've slept in crazier places before.
Her face transmutes a little bit to like a dragonish. She snarls, and her eyebrow like goes way up, and it snaps back to normal. She goes, whatever. Shuts the door.
Little brat. She looking at you. She's a little brat.
Okay. Now you guys are hearing that downstairs. Okay, while you're headed towards the bench,
The bench.
Jedi is sleeping because he's been spelljamming for like 6 hours straight, and so Jethro's the one on the helm.
Howdy, Elves.
And he starts. Yeah, he's sitting. Remember, there's where you're at. There's an open hallway, right? And then on either side is the rooms, and there's the big room in the back, which is typically captain's quarters, but became your quarters because of your size. Now it's Mital's quarters because of her narcissism. Anyway, so you see coming up from the bottom hatch, one of the youngsters. You're not sure if it's I think it's Jethro or Elroy, one of them. Anyway, the Calvinite boys. And he says, sir, alarm, sir. We need to sound the alarm, sir. And he looks really.
Oh, snap.
He's like, the alarm. There's the ships and there's explosions, sir. There's something going on outside. You guys need to go to the deck immediately, sir. Right? Because he's stammering. And then you hear on the other side of so there's a desk, there's a wall, captain's door. On the other side of the door, where the spelljamming helm is, the chair you sit in, right? We drive the ship. You hear Jethro. Oh my gosh, what's going on? You guys, what button am I supposed to push? Wake up, Jedi, I don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh, we're letting these kids drive the ship.
So you feel the ship, guys, you guys are all sitting there and, Garn picks up another goblet of wine and it's like, and then my cousin, and then also the ship moves forward and, he spills all over the place and you guys are like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And you hear the shouting from downstairs. You hear it muffled. You know something's going on. So you're in the middle of the ship, right? There's the lower deck, which he came up out of, right? I think it's Eli came about. And then Jethro's in the center with you guys on the other side of the wall, right? Or below you guys. So there's like bedrooms and stuff like this here where you're at. Main cabin where you guys are at and having your little meeting. And then above it, top deck is where actually you open up into space, and there's the catapult over there, and you can see the stinger and everything on the top. My question to you is, where do you go?
Top deck.
Okay. You guys ready? Everybody scrambling for the top deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scrambled. So you said our friend that's like sound the alarm came from downstairs.
Below deck. Do you know what a gravity plane is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went over it.
Okay, so yeah, so he's under here is there's a gravity plane here and a gravity plane here. So you guys are up here. Go to the top deck, right? And then there's another gravity plane. You'll be upside down. The gravity plane's in the middle, so you're upside down.
Yeah, I go top deck.
Okay, top deck, top deck.
Top deck. Bottom deck.
I remember helping somebody. Was it in the back?
Yeah, that device.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a chair back there that you can sit in, and you can man the stinger.
Okay.
Right. So in other words, the
Or woman this thing.
captain doesn't have to control everything, and that gives you guys more tactical around as a ship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you put a guy, two people on in the front where each pincer is, they can move in tandem, work together, and operate that instead of the captain having to do that.
Oh.
Right? If you put somebody to man the Scorpion Stinger, right, and they operate that, then they can operate that, and they don't have to do. The captain can fly the ship, maneuver the ship, and doesn't have to they can focus on flying it.
Okay, cool. I'll do that again.
I'll do right pincer.
Okay. Who's going to be in the left one? You know, one of the boys is free. You probably wake him up. One of the boys is sleeping with Jedi. Okay, so that'll take a round. I'm going to say he's young, so he'll get up quickly. Jedi is going to roll over and groan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's been snow for 8 hours straight.
He's tired.
He's tired, man. Has he ever driven 10 hours straight? That's what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinner afterward.
We have.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
You really should know to Chicago, bro.
So, you head downward. So you and Eli head down the southern hatch, the bottom hatch. As you go out and make your way, and the gravity flipping is a little bit disorienting, but you're standing on the bottom deck now, right? You see the feet of the scorpion sticking upward like this, right? And then you look and you see right above you, right, is this floating castle, this beautiful floating castle. So here's Victor, the Duergar that Garn the Greater is close to. This is the guy who's.
So you just get it?
This is
It's now
right.
Right.
Kazosi, the Astral Elf town. It's basically this floating citadel town, and there's a nebula that's nestled in. That's around this nebula that is nestled in around this star that's too small to really have a planet.
Mm-hmm.
But it keeps them warm enough to have a little town there. This is a pit stop, and Garn can tell you all about it. They have a treaty with the Yashchery, so that they can stop here and stay here, and it's got nice inn, great food, and it's a bunch of Astral Elves. About 1,200 total. Several families, whatever. Anyway, it's getting this thing, which is, by the way, is linked in the chat if you want to look at it. But this thing's getting mauled right now. Like, it's getting mauled. There are ships there's hammerhead ships, there's wasp ships, and it's just there's like 20 ships mauling it and attacking it. And you can see from where you're at, there's explosions, there's fire. I mean, but remember, you're looking up, and it's right above you. You guys get to the top, and you don't see anything except a few ships on either side of you. You're literally above it. So it's here, and you're here. But you're about 500 yards plus away. So you're not close enough to really make out. You can see, that looks like a hammerhead. That looks like it could be a gunship or maybe a heavy warship, a turtle warship. That you kind of make out some of it, right? But you can't really see exactly what's going on. So when you get to the top, you can perceive what the captain perceives. So the captain's it's below us, he's shouting, and you hear him in your head saying it's below us, and you look down and you see that it's several hundred yards, basically a round away, or 2 rounds away. So, and your ship is light speed, so you're far away, but you can see it though, it's being attacked. And Garn is buckling up because he's been in battles before, and he's can somebody tell me what's going on? So, this round, let me ask you, right? And I'm going to assume that someone's going to guide our youngster who's, flying the ship, right? Okay.
I went down with you, but I was going to.
You're up with Eli on the bottom there.
Yeah.
No, Jethro's still flying the ship, guys. Somebody has to stay on the helm, right?
I was
So,
alone.
my question is, what are you going to do? Right? You see what's going on. You can't really see very well, but you can tell that there's some kind of battle happening underneath the ship.
We dive in there.
So this is a ally to the good lizard people.
You think so?
That's what Garn says.
Garn is saying to Jethro and said to Jedi earlier that this is a good place to stop at. So Jethro stopped here, assuming it's a good place to stop at. And he stopped here and he's like freaking out because it's getting annihilated by about 12 ships, which is a big force for a little place like this. This little outpost was not expecting that. You can tell that they have some moth ships. Moth ships are typical with Astral Elves. They're fighting back, so you can you can see a little bit of like there's some back and forth, but it's an overwhelming force, like Blitzkrieg style.
Are these like pirates? What's going on here?
You're not close enough to tell.
Got
If
it.
you move within combat range,
You'll know, but
you'll be within visual range. So I'm not going to be able to give you any more details than what I've given you.
Thank you.
Actually, let's go with the bigger range. Let's go.
The ball's like, I want to blow something up. It's 9:30. I got it. I want to blow something up.
Ain't nobody have any business attacking ports.
That's true. That's legit. That's like on the oceans. If you show up and start bombarding a port, like that's totally not lawful. So right. So it's bad. So whatever they're doing, obviously the aggressors are doing something that's like wrong.
Right.
Nice.
So that's hard to deduce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna get so? Jedi's not here. So who's the party leader? Because I don't want to listen to everybody at once. I want somebody else.
It's definitely.
Okay, so okay, barbarian. It's wonderful how you chose the strongest to be
Yes.
your leader.
Yes.
Not the wisest or the most
Yeah.
intelligent, but the strongest.
He is the first mate, so I mean.
I will never forget being demoted, so.
Hey, I didn't demote you. It was
Tell us
Jeff.
how you really feel.
That's how I really feel about this play.
You know what? He's sleeping on the bench, so there you go.
Your first
She got
mate.
your back. She got your back.
Do you work?
So, all right, acting captain, first mate. What do you do?
Started getting our orders. Everyone to the battle stations.
That's already happened.
That's already happened. So we're pledging. We're going down.
You're going down to battle.
Yeah, we're going down.
We going.
Okay.
We going.
Now,
You're heading in battle.
battle.
Okay, as you start streaking towards this place, right?
Uh-oh.
And so the ship tilts and starts aiming, so everybody can see there's a dogfight happening. Is that what happens is something unexpected, right? Several of the ships that were attacking, right, were landed. There was about 6 of them that were landed, about 8 of them that were like attacking and maneuvering. Those 6 ships break off and jet off into Wildspace. The other 8, 2 of them are damaged, right? And 2 of them are damaged. One of those 2 is almost destroyed. It's like they're starting to fight back, and so the other 3 or 4 break off and also bolt. Right? As you get close, you're headed down. You're headed towards them, and as soon as as soon as they see you,
Start
they'll
rushing.
start running. Except the 2 that are getting destroyed, right? You're heading towards, and you can see a lot of the settlement has been like destroyed. There's evidence of fireballs and other explosions and things. There's fires happening. There's obvious corpses floating in space. Like it's a slaughter. These people were not expecting this attack at all, like at all. And so as you come upon it, it's a very gruesome side of the worst side of war, you know. And you get there, and the other 4 ships that were running, like in the mechanics of our game, attack of opportunity. A couple get like some bad hits as they try to flee, but they manage to survive. The other two, though, look like somewhere in the next round or two they're going to get blown to pieces. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see on the ground. Now you're close enough. Now you're totally within combat range. We'll be rolling for initiative in a moment, right? But you're not in your combat range. You got a few options. You can see on the ground, right? This 60-foot creature.
Oh,
Right, with big hook arms like this. And it's got some wounds on it. It looks like maybe it's been hit with some ballista or something, but it looks ticked off. And it's roaring at people, and as it roars, it like sends out this beam of energy and like destroys and melts things. It's like slicing people open. It's like this huge, it's like a mini Godzilla or something with big hook, like metallic arms, right? And it's like roaring and it's stomping around and kicking things. Breathing this weird breath weapon thing, right? It's like this horrific, evil-looking creature. It's doing a great job destroying buildings and killing people. Okay, that's what's on the ground. Okay,
right.
and you can see that a lot of people are running for their lives to try to get away from it. They're all going towards a citadel that's not that damaged. You can see they're running for their lives. Okay. The 4 moth ships that survived the initial onslaught, you can see as you get close enough, that where their docks were, those ships were all sabotaged. So there was another half dozen, 6 to 8 ships, moth ships that were supposed to defend this place that were attacked, surprise attack. So they were destroyed and disabled, and they only can launch 4 of their ships. 4 against 12 is no brainer. Right. So this is really well planned, was executed really well. And now you're in the mix of it. So the question is, you could help destroy the remaining 2 ships, right? That's what's happening. Those ships, we'll roll for initiative in a moment, but those ships are going to get destroyed. Likely, right? You could go down and try to help the people that are getting attacked by this giant monster thing, or you try to catch up to the ones that are running.
Good question.
Those are not your strict options, but I'm just putting it out there tactically. Like these are the ones that makes. But you may have a different idea. You're like, let's just keep going. All right, fine.
You see something just straight like this, like
nope.
That's crazy.
like everyone just looks back in quietness, like, all right, guys. Does our laser tail still work?
Oh yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We should use that against that creature down there if we can.
Question: from what I can see from where I am, does it look like probably? I'm not a question. Does it look like a monster or like a beast or something?
It looks like something from your
Trying to figure it
nightmares.
out.
So like a monster.
Let me describe it to you. Here, I'll describe it.
It
looks like Mecha
It's a monster. Just, let's use it. We need to use the laser
So
tail.
it's an enormous quadruped that stands 40 foot tall when it's rearing up. This one's big and 60 foot tall. Its legs end in these sharp claws. It's obviously a good climber. Probably climbed up from the bottom of the gravity plane. Looks like it was jumped off, right? Its skin is thick, it's puffed. Its teeth are long and sharp.
It means war.
It's got a pair of long curved tusks that jut out from the sides of the beast's mouth.
So it's a beast.
It's got large, huge, like bulbous red eyes that are glowing, almost a flame. It's crushing through structures like they're made of paper. It's super strong, like unbelievably strong. Like it's the citadel was built out of stone. It's literally it's probably going to knock down the walls and slice away people pretty easily. As you watch this thing, remember I said it's like with this weird breath weapon?
Mm-hmm.
It's not its breath weapon. It opens its mouth and it looks with its eyes at people, and its eyes like blink, and as eyes blink like red, the person blinks red and just turns into ash.
Whoa.
And it does that to like several people. It's like its eyes and they just turn into ashes.
Let's use the laser tail immediately. Take some damage points off this thing and put it back in there.
Well, the problem is that if we poke a bear, we could get hit with laser eyes.
Who's out the ship? We're good.
Yeah.
Man, you can't see me through here, right?
No, I'm talking about the ship being damaged. We haven't seen it.
Can I come?
So now I'm going to say this.
Like, so
Now you guys are an experienced group of adventurers. So I'm going to give you a little time to think, but not very much. You need to come to some
guys.
decisions.
We got to divide and conquer.
Is there a way we can board the other ship at half damage? No.
Who's going with who?
You could do that. You could rush that ship that's being attacked.
Healing brigade.
Right, you could rush
Try to
it
help those that are better.
and pinch it and try to board it. But it is being attacked. You are moving into fire. You could get shot by friendly fire. That's a high probability.
Is anybody who can communicate on that ship letting us know that we're coming in? Like allied that they don't shoot us. Can we do that?
Well, you had a messenger device attuned to the Tower of Brawl. So you might be able to use that messaging device to see if they're attuned to the Tower of Brawl. But if they're not, you're going to be talking to the ether. It's like a CD, you know, channel 11. If you're not on channel 11,
Yeah, you know this.
yeah.
Just hell wait for response. Hope for response. Hell, hope for response and do something else. Or wait for.
It's like they're in a fight.
Yeah.
So they are going to, like, it's likely that they'll destroy these ships. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But if they, in the events that they don't, and you manage to hail them before they decide to destroy them, if you want to stop them and board it, you might be able to do that. But you'll have to win initiative. You understand?
Okay.
Otherwise,
What do we have to roll?
D20, and there's no well, actually, depends on what you're going to do, because there will be modifiers depending on what you're going to do.
I say just board the ship.
I say we board it.
Okay, captain's decided for the ship. Okay, so there's one that's to your 6, right, down behind you almost. That's one that's about to get that looks like it's really damaged. It's on fire. And there's one that's closer to the actual floating city, right? That is being pinned down by 2 moth ships. So there's 2 moth ships going to fire at that one, and there's 2 moth ships going to fire at that one. Which one are you going to?
Straight.
Straight into that one? Okay. So it's a straight initiative. So we're not rolling. Behind you, there's a silver cup with my dice in it. Could you please grab it?
Yes.
The torture device.
So, go ahead.
Oh no, high five.
So
Very
we're doing this is ship combat. And so you're rolling against 2 experienced captains, 3 experienced captains. The one that's getting shot at, and 2 that are doing the shooting. So you're at a disadvantage. You know what that means?
Yeah, there's some modifiers.
No, that means that you roll twice and take the lowest number. And I roll once.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna roll for the two Astral Elf ships, right?
Not great.
The 2 moth ships, right? So the moth ships get a 4, I think that is, and then the fleeing wasp ship gets a 7. So
Okay.
roll 2d20 and take the lowest number.
Good. 15,
17.
Yeah.
8.
8. That's better than 7?
It's so
Really better than 7. So guess what?
Yeah.
The fact that neither one of these ships noticed you yet is why you surprise them all.
Yeah.
Are you going to hail one of the ships, or are you going to go and latch on?
Latch on and go.
Okay, so-
Tell them, call them what's going
Yeah.
on.
So
We help- no, hold on.
You can do both, but I want to know which one you're doing first.
Because
Because if you do one first, they're shooting.
okay, so
If you do another one first, they may or may not shoot. We'll see.
hail first and then
Okay, so you hail them. They shoot. So he got a 7. They got 4s. So the one that got a 7 is the wasp that's trying to run. So it runs. The one they both fire at it. The first moth ship fires at it, rolls a 19, no, a 10. With a +2, that's enough to hit it, and rolls an 8 +2, that doesn't hit it. So one hits it with an energy ballista. Just 10d6.
Oh boy.
All damage. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, there's the thing is flying off. There's a direct hit in the back of it. You see part of the back of the hull fly off. but it escapes with 5 hull points left.
Oh.
It's literally like
Dang.
chitty chitty bang bang puttering on, like barely making it. Yeah. And whatever, there were some crew members on the back that got blown to pieces by the energy bullets in the horse. Now,
Bad time.
That's a bad time.
okay. Now, you held him. There's no response.
What in the world?
You still chase it?
What you guys want to do? You think she's still right
You're still trying to chase it? I'm assuming you are.
there? Yeah.
Okay, so I have a head start. So I'm gonna give this vehicle a +4. All right? We're gonna roll another initiative check. The movement rate of this ship is not as fast as a Wasp, but the pilot is way more experienced than the 20-year-old Jethro that's at the helm right now. So you should tell Jedi like to get his priorities straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the +4 because it's a more experienced pilot. So we're rolling d20, and whoever gets the higher number, because your ship is, it would be a +6, but your ship is actually a little faster. But Jethro just didn't know how to do this very well.
Okay, so we're in a disadvantage.
I rolled a 15, so that means you got to roll a
I'm
9.
doing good family.
You rolled one earlier.
Yeah, that was right.
Spent it.
Oh my gosh.
What'd you roll?
11.
Okay, so you bolt after it. You're chasing after it, and it just speeds off. Right?
This shit.
And you hear Jethro, afterwards. Say, I'm sorry. I don't know how to. I mean,
12.
he feels super bad that he let the thing get away.
Well, at this point, turn around.
Okay, next round. The Citadel's far away from you, but you have to spin around and go back, right? I'm assuming you're gonna go back.
Yeah.
You can still see this thing far in the distance.
Nah, we good.
Okay. Like it's
No, we're good.
while rolling a -6 penalty, you might be able to catch up to it.
Now we're good. That's called insanity.
Yeah, well, it's also called luck, and some people are really lucky.
Yeah,
20 persuading a dragon. Crazy.
I'm just saying, I don't have
It was
the
the perfect move.
I just don't have the +12 charisma for chasing a starship.
I get it. So,
Can you imagine?
so what do you guys?
Dragons.
You head back.
Yeah, in fact.
Okay.
I don't think
As you
we're in
head back,
space.
um,
Did we in space?
Some
the Astral Elves hail you back. Is that you, Clan Eclipse? That's what they say.
Yeah, it's
Whoa.
us.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
that's right.
And Jethro's the one answering.
Uh,
Yes, sir, it's us. Who's speaking? You can hear the conversation. And Jethro's gonna help. Jethro, sir. Well, we need to save those people right away. Can you guys help us? We're out of ammo. So the ships have. By the way, the other ship got blown away. So the other ship that was the enemy ship, the Wasp, is smithereens.
Of course.
The 4 moth ships are recharging. They're not going to be able to fire anytime soon.
the antibodies.
So I'm assuming you're going to rush to
Yeah.
try to help them. Okay, is that what you guys are going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to go attack Godzilla?
Yeah. And we need to do a
Fire my
laser.
laser.
Do I need to
You,
humble?
so you spent a round returning where you were. They
Right.
hailed you, recognized you. Now we're in round 3.
Okay, that's it.
Makes sense.
Right. And right now that Citadel is getting bombarded by this creature. Right? And it's going to break through this round and kill people.
So we need to laser beam that bad boy.
Okay, so you're going to
Get me
fly close to it and laser beam with the.
I can make him disappear for a minute. Just get me close enough.
Me too.
For a minute.
Awesome.
You guys are on top of the deck,
I can
right?
make it.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
I can't talk to him. I bet. Yeah.
So here's tell me exactly in your head what you see happening. So you fly up to the Citadel, you see this part of it, this little safe area. They're all the people are huddled in there, and this thing is like wailing on the door, shredding it, roaring, looking at guards, nuking them into red ash. Like, what are you doing? What are you telling Jethro to do?
Telling Jethro to keep a safe distance, and if there's any survivors,
Okay, cool.
grab them in.
Grab survivors.
Yeah.
Okay, safe distance. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a wisdom check. Okay, Jethro rolls a 17. And he
Nice.
flies you literally within like 120 feet of the creature, right? It's attacking the thing, and it turns around and notices you. Roll for initiative.
Nice.
Let's go.
It gets a 16.
No, couldn't roll lower.
Not sure.
Couldn't roll
Yeah,
lower.
no, let me double check. I think it's a +5. I'll double check.
No.
But then
Yes,
it's
it was a
+5.
16.
That's it. 16.
I'm double checking. I think it's +5. It's +5, +6, but I'm not sure. See,
Watch, it's a +6 and you made him double check.
Actually-
Right. Yeah, see?
actually, I rolled an 11. The plus is to the strength damage. Sorry,
I'll see you rolled an 11.
I rolled
Check.
an 11. Hey, thanks for calling me out.
13.
You guys win
Right.
initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So we don't die.
what order did you give the scorpion stinger?
To safely retrieve people, and it's time for laser beam.
The stinger?
The stinger.
The stinger shoots.
Is she trying to retrieve people?
Yeah.
Steaming
What?
corpses.
What?
No, but it's.
Hold on.
I'm trying to is anybody running?
I forget you're a barbarian.
Barbarian. I can't really think.
I don't know what Jedi was thinking.
Let's rewind. There is a control chair that a crew member can sit in that allows them to control the laser.
Yeah, I'm saying who's gonna go for this thing? It's not me. Yeah,
4 rounds ago, she said I'm sitting down in there.
Yeah, use the stinger. I didn't say that. That's all I'm looking
He's
at.
a barbarian. It's
Use the
okay. He's a
stinger.
barbarian. He's a barbarian. It's okay.
Anyway, so DM rolls a wisdom check, loses 10 IQ one. Anyway, so you're gonna shoot the thing with this thing. Okay, well you need to roll a hit,
There we go.
and
They're all good.
armor class is 17, but its back is to you, and it's wailing on the thing. It looked over and noticed
You
you,
got a clear shot at it.
and you haven't done anything to scare it yet, even though you came up to it. It's like whatever. Like it's obviously it's not scary of a spelljamming ship,
Okay.
and it's wailing on the wall here. I mean, so roll the hit.
Is that boxing or
Roll hot.
What you roll?
I don't know.
So 3.
A 3.
Okay, so that's really bad
Yep.
because you're aiming where there's people.
Right.
No.
So
Shoot the people.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
you missed hitting him by
You hit them.
A lot.
14, I think.
You hit the kid to the back.
So I'm gonna say roll d20, and if you roll a 14 or higher, nothing happens.
please,
Understand?
Judge?
No collateral.
Please, Judge. No pressure.
Okay, so
Oh boy.
what happens is you're focused and and you fire, and as you fire, you're trying in your head. You're like, I've got to get around the claw, and you shoot the scorpion, the ship itself. You shoot the claw,
Oh shoot.
and the claw has about 50 hull points. And if I'm not mistaken, that does force damage, right? 5d10 force damage.
You shooting our club?
Yes.
Yeah, she rolled an natural one, dude.
Shoot
Yeah.
our claw.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she
This whole situation
the
turned terrible.
ship rocks all of a sudden, and she gets this discharge, zorch, like boom, and then the claws like rattled shut.
No.
You're sitting in the claw seat, and you're like, and also it's this blinding light, this loud, and wood chips and metal and shards, and like you see a hole through the claw arm. You're like, that ain't right. What just happened? And you're shouting, who shot us? Who shot us? And you're like, what? What are you?
Oops. All you saying is oops. Oops. This ain't an oops moment.
What are you doing on the top deck? You saw the stinger go like this and fire, and it fired at a sharp arc. Now, if the claw wasn't there, it probably would have hit that creature. No problem.
Yep.
Like dead center. But the claw was there. And the timing was wrong.
Clawed.
And so the claw got nailed by its own stinger. It did
So we saw that. So we both saw that.
enough to almost blow it off. So 11 more points and that thing is blown off and you have to fix it.
Oh boy.
Nice.
So you guys are on the top deck, right? Who's on the top
Yeah,
deck?
I am.
You are. You're on the bottom deck. You're fine. You are?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody make a DC 15
Oh.
dexterity check.
Boy.
Oh,
DC 15 dexterity check.
Uh-huh.
All of us?
Yeah, anybody on the top deck,
Oh.
which is, I think you,
DC save or a dex save or a dex check?
dex check.
Cool.
This is trash.
What is it?
3.
Fail.
Okay. You guys, the whole ship rocks as and lurches forward.
That is
You
sick.
almost fall off of the gravity plane, but instead you kind of fall forward and you fall down, and some of you slide on the deck as your gravity adjusts, and you kind of get back. So you basically lost your actions this round.
Well, sure.
So
What do you do?
Oh, I mean,
I know you're up there.
I got 18, so
No.
I saved, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You
No, so
see
I-
the thing, and that's going to shoot the
I know
ship,
you're in this.
and you grab a hold of the mast. And everybody else is like, ah! They all fall and tumble, and you're like, and you see particles fly everywhere, and and you're the one sitting in the. You're sitting in the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing. You're strapped in a chair, man. Nothing happened to you.
Okay.
I mean, you smell smoke and see a hole blown in your claw thing, but you're fine.
Okay, I guess I move to the other claw then.
The young man is sitting in that one.
Oh, he can move.
Eli's sitting in that one. No, the claw still works. It's just got a hole in it. It's damaged.
Okay.
So you're gonna sit there and wish that you were closer so you could pinch this thing.
Pippin,
But instead you're at a safe distance.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Really
I
not.
use
Okay.
whatever knowledge I have.
The two
Don't use this one.
moth ships,
Use a different one.
they fly towards the thing, they land, and about a half dozen astral elves part of each, and
Nice.
they are drawing their weapons.
What?
You're
Well,
gonna
we'll
fight
see how that
them?
goes for them.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna fight them.
All right.
It's their family that's being attacked and murdered by it. And their ships don't have any.
Oh,
effect
their
on it.
ships don't have any weapons.
Yeah, the
Okay.
ship, they just spent their weapons on killing off, trying to kill those.
That makes more sense.
Really quickly, mommy, how big? How
60.
Well, it's
6 feet, thank you.
60 feet when it's on its haunches.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
It's 40 foot when it's like hunched over. It's on its all fours.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, that's not.
Okay.
Can we man the ballistas?
Let's see. I need to roll above a 7 to successfully destroy the wall. I rolled an 18, so the wall's gone. Next round, it's meat,
Got it.
which is this round. So roll for initiative. My hungry nightmare beast rolls a 2.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Good.
He rolled it the first time, so you know.
Okay.
I have to roll. 7.
Okay. You win initiative, but next time let's figure out what you're gonna do first. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to attempt to. We're not within 60 feet, are we?
No.
No, we're
You're a
not.
safe distance away.
Right.
Safe. Keyword there.
So, and
Not a
then
brave distance away.
Not a brave just.
That's
Not a bold.
I
Not within melee range, like most fighters would want to be, but a safe.
So
I gotta be the captain.
I create a major. I use the spell to create the picture of a dragon directly behind it that roars like a normal dragon.
What's the spell is that?
It's called Major Image. It can
Oh, yeah.
It makes a block 20 feet tall.
So you make a
So-
20-foot tall dragon.
So it's not a big dragon, but it is a dragon. And it
What's your
like
character's intelligence?
Never a good sign.
Never not gonna work.
Never a good sign.
14.
Okay, yeah, it's a great idea. So you're gonna create
Hey, good grade.
20-foot tall
No.
dragon behind it.
Yes.
Oh,
Make a
what
dragon.
kind of
What
jeez.
dragon was that?
Yeah, great.
Ice.
An ice dragon. Okay.
So
And I
what?
had
That's
it
what you're
roar
gonna
the
do.
thing in the hopes of distracting it.
What are you gonna do?
I can't do anything to fight it. We're out of range.
You're 120 feet away.
Do we have any guns that I can shoot at it?
Ooh, yeah, there's ammunition and gun limit.
Yeah. Unless you don't have a sniper rifle. You loaned it to
I don't
Jedi.
think I have a sniper rifle.
You
I
don't.
have one.
Sadness.
It's a little bit far for a grenade. I mean, you could pull it off because you're strong, but it'd be inaccurate. There's people down there that now they're exposed. The walls between them.
Oh no.
Your guns will go about 120 feet at long range, which is a -5 to hit. And I mean that's armor class 17. You basically have to roll it. I think you have a bonus to hit with your weapons. But it's a long shot.
No, I wouldn't do it. I don't know if I have to lock for it.
You need to get
Let's
closer.
see ways.
Okay. You're sitting inside of a claw, which because you're not within like
Melee range.
barbarian, fighter range, you can't do anything. Okay. What are you gonna do?
Only thing I have is
You're gonna shout, come on?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
You hear him growl, come on.
He's
Okay.
frustrated.
Yes. What are you gonna do?
Anything that's 120 feet?
She's in the back going, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she's like, am I laughing? Am I crying? I don't know. But I'm sorry.
I can't do anything at the, I can't
I remember
do anything
like-
at this juncture.
Huh?
I was like, I can't do anything at this time.
Okay.
I'm not close enough.
So,
Anyhow.
Captain, what are you gonna do?
Tell him to move forward.
Not close enough.
Is that all you're gonna tell?
Yeah, ram.
Ram.
Whoa!
Ram. What are you, a barbarian?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Finally!
He's like, ram that thing! And
Ram it.
Jethro was like, yes sir, how fast? As fast as you possibly can! And Jethro was like, ah! Rolls an 8. Rams into the thing, right?
Yep,
Wanna
that's a
grapple?
bad idea.
Yes.
Eli gets a 3 for grappling. You get the broken grapple, a 6. So
That's right.
what happens is you manage to ram the thing, right? And as you ram it, you do push it away from the people.
Nice. Love that.
But unfortunately, because you miss the ram, you miss the grapple, you take damage. Do you understand?
Ah.
Okay, cool.
I tried.
Yeah, and
Try
it's
and I try.
yeah.
Or I guess I did
So-
because
So the right thing was already blown up a little bit. It crumples into the ship and like rips off.
Oh, snap.
And you're sitting in your chair and it's like open space. There was this big mechanical thing, and, it's like, and all boom, right? Okay.
You feel the breeze.
Eli, his side of it still works, but it's damaged and bent a little bit, but it still would work if you could like, right? And Jethro was like, I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry, I missed him, boss. He didn't hit it, but he did buff it a little bit. So between you're between the Nightmare Beast and the things it wants to feast. So you're now the target. The elves, though, seeing you guys literally sacrifice yourselves and put yourselves between the people and things, the elves are inspired. Then you hear them cheering, right? And so I'm going to treat them as a group, okay? 2 groups. So group 1 from one ship, group 2 from the other. Group 1, they rush towards the creature just at the same time you guys are diving. And so they barely miss getting squished by your ship. They were almost about to jump on it, right? But they see you coming out of the way, they all back up, and boom, you push it out of the way. The other ones, they saw what had happened, and they start firing missile weapons at it. There's gravity here because it's a little floating city, right?
makes sense.
Okay, 19,
Nice.
17,
Nice.
and 5. So the 19, 17,
They hit.
okay, that's D8. Yeah, it's 2D8 basically. And it's plus 4 and 20, so that's 8 plus 14, that's 21, right? Okay. Oops. Okay, let me track this person's, this thing's, hit points.
14 plus 8.
Oh,
It's 22.
That's great.
Okay, cool.
Back to DM.
They hit it, both hit it solidly, and they you can tell they got its attention.
Okay.
Right? So now the question is, it lost initiative, so it's going to go now. It was going to eat the people, but now it has new threats. So on a 1 through 3, even though you didn't do any damage to it, because you're in its way, it's going to attack you.
Gotcha.
On a 4, 5, 6, and when I say you, I mean the ship, right? On a 4, 5, 6,
There's that.
because those guys hurt it, and they stung it a little bit with some, arrows, it'll attack them. So 1 through 3, you, 4, 5, 6, them. So it runs, ignores the ship, and they hit it, pack, pack, and it turns around and like roars and runs towards them. And as it's running towards them, then it moves quick. Like it takes like 4 leaping steps. Boom. And the two elves that hit it, right? It runs right up to the first one.
No.
Rolls an 8. Let me see. The bonuses are disgusting. Plus 13 to hit. So hits the first elf.
You just go like this, you go.
And
Erase.
okay.
Definitely turned into powder.
It's deleted.
Okay. So
Deleted.
I think it has 2 attacks.
Like closing the windows.
So here's the first one. Hurls him in the air. The guy's knocked prone. He's like flying. The bone's going this way. Shredded blood. He's like, boom. He like flies back. And the next claw attack, he's got this long, thin, like blade-like arm with like thick razor goes. Slashes the guy, backhands it. Remember, this thing is huge, right?
Yeah.
And it's moving very fast. It hits him. This is a plus 13 to hit. Same thing.
Brutal.
Like, basically does half their hit points of damage. Both of them are prone. And then it just roars. Like this hideous sound. And then it stares at somebody.
Oh, let's take a drop of a grenade in his mouth.
Who rolls a natural 1. His eyes like blink, and then their captain who's standing there giving orders just turns into red dust, and all that's left is this little belt that falls.
Oh man.
Okay. Next round. Declaration. He's going to eat some elves. The 2 that he not prone, he's probably going to eat. What are you guys going to do?
Are we?
Can we throw a grenade in his mouth?
You're going to try to banish it? What?
Throw a grenade in his mouth?
You are now on the ground.
I'm not sure how we.
So the ship, here's the top of the ship, here's the bottom of the ship. You guys did here's the thing standing here attacking stuff, right?
Mhm.
You guys did this,
Oh, so I can't.
Oh.
right? And it didn't do any damage to it. But it put between the people and, yeah, it's you. And then these other 2 elves over here, like shot it a couple times, and they stung it, so it got mad at him, and charged them, and just obliterated 2 of them. 3 of them, rather.
So I can shoot at it now?
Oh, yeah. Now, here's what's happening. So, yeah, maybe you want to jump off the boat,
There we go.
make a dexterity check.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And then your next action can be shooting at it.
Okay.
Let's see if Eli makes his dex check. No, he doesn't. Okay.
Yep, why not hit mine?
1 through 3 is just stuck. 4, 5, 6, he takes damage. So the ship falls on Eli. You understand?
What?
Look, you guys crashed the ship. You understand?
Yeah.
And he's on the underneath it, so he takes damage.
Oh.
You pinned him. You make a dex check?
No.
DC 12?
No.
You didn't make it either?
No.
Oh gosh. You're gonna take 66 crushing damage.
Oh!
That's how it might go. Or rip it under half.
You should have about 100 hit points.
I have 120, something like that.
I
Yeah, you
have
take
26
23 points of damage and Eli's dead. Eli's
That's your
died.
HP?
Wait, hold on. He's a 5th level fighter. He's
He's more
actually,
than dead.
no, he's fine. He's
Yeah,
fine.
he's
He,
got
that's
like
half his hit points
I was
though.
about to say that's like half.
No snap.
Okay. You made your, you failed your dex check. I want you to make a strength check. Yeah.
Also, declaration. I want to use grasping mine to cover his eyes.
Whose eyes?
The other beast.
Grasping vine?
Mm-hmm.
I would have made it 9 plus 5.
You can do that?
Oh, plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 4.
Okay.
I know that by heart.
You took damage. So next round, if you fail again, you'll take more damage.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so you have 2 crew members being crushed by the ship because now you're in gravity and it's on top of them. You've got this thing is going to probably maul this 2 crew of elf, right? 1 crew, 2 of its members and its captain have already been either incapacitated or killed. One of them is gone. It's the best way to describe disintegration. You don't get resurrected with disintegration. You're just gone. Yeah.
Deleted.
This is a very dangerous thing you're fighting.
Deleted.
Yeah.
Red powder.
Imagine just getting stared at. And
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay.
You banging on the door?
No.
Yeah, you banging on the door. Can't she do the stinger thing again or no?
The stinger, she can try, yeah.
Yeah.
You have 3 shots a day. You just spent 1 of them.
Okay, so you need to use another one and hit this thing.
Okay.
It's closer now. Your dice should be rolling better.
Grasping
I give you an order.
It's the same roll.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Oh.
You're gonna shoot, okay?
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Yeah. We already landed, right? We came off the ship.
You.
Yeah.
There
You gotta blow the
are
ship
2
up.
crew members being crushed right now.
Lift the ship out.
I'm trying to. Well, I need to go down. Obviously, I need to go down and try to lift them out. Get it
I
out.
left him out. Why would you do that? You have somebody at the helm.
Yeah, tell him to lift the
I mean,
ship.
you're not that bright as a barbarian, but I'm not gonna let you do that. Like,
All right. Well, just tell him to lift up the ship.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what he'll do, and that means Eli and you won't take any more damage next round. But this
Nice.
round, you were knocked prone and you can't act. You get yourself together, you get up, and the ship gets up. And you think, whatever God your character worships, that you're not dead. Okay. You do fine. What do you do?
Banishment.
Banished.
He has to succeed a DC 14 charisma check in order to avoid disappearing for a minute under my concentration.
Is banishment applying to only other planar creatures? Because this is not another planar creature. It's a magical construct.
If the target is send a creature within range to another plane of existence, succeed a charisma throw to avoid it. If it's native to the plane of existence you're on, it banish it to a harmless
So it
demi
just
plane.
sends it somewhere else,
For a minute, disappears.
which is 6 rounds.
Yes, gives everybody a chance to
Okay.
recover.
And then, do we roll initiative yet?
No, we have not.
Let's roll initiative.
Rolls
It gets
a
a 2.
Well, hi.
Looking
Please.
15.
Okay.
Awesome.
The 2 crews get a 6 and a natural 1 respectively. The one that rolled a 1, the commanding officer group, they scatter and run for their lives. So that whole crew, like there were 4 other ones left that weren't knocked, so there were 7 total, or 9 total rather. Like the 2 ones that were mauled, they get up and they run away, and they're running away. And then the 4 that were out with their melee weapons, they just start running, they scatter. Right.
Well, I lost a turn. And even my lucky trait doesn't apply to this.
What happened?
I rolled a 1.
Roll a 1? Oh, okay, so you disappeared.
No, on
No,
my turn.
you disappeared.
Okay.
He's like, be gone! And also, and like you appear, where you appear, you're like, all of a sudden the situation changes and you're standing on this giant, what looks, you think it's a marshmallow or something, right? And you look around and like there's this milky substance, you're standing, and there's these like butterflies flying around you, and they're giggling and laughing, and you smell like caramel?
Oh, great.
Just pulled that one out of that.
Okay.
On the plus side, it's concentration. But
But if you're in a good
On the
place.
plus side, you roll a 1, and I get to have fun with that. So you're in another dimension.
Another
Another dimension. Another dimension.
I got that. Yeah.
He's gonna be there for 6 rounds.
Yes, starting now. And
Okay.
Oh god.
what were you gonna do?
Woohoo!
Huh? Just tell him to lift up the ship.
You and Eli get off underneath the ship. What were you gonna do?
I guess I get out of the giant hole that's there.
You
now.
jump out of the hole.
Yes.
You have a bonus action. You want to do anything?
Jump out of the hole and
Before its toes.
I don't know. I mean, shoot. It has a plus 13 to hit, right?
Car.
That's a mechanics question. You figure that out.
More so look at your.
I mean, I guess I just ready my weapons.
I mean, you guys are really overpowered, right? Because you're so OP.
Why don't you grab your...
You ready your weapon,
girlfriend?
so you're not gonna get. So you're not gonna get
Dragon.
within like paladin range. You're just.
How far are we?
You can use a bonus action
To sprint to the-
get there
Okay.
within melee range of the beast and distract it from the crew members it's about to eat. The 2 prone ones, it's going to attack them this round and probably eat both of them.
Then yeah, that's what a paladin would do. Yes.
Okay, so you rush the things.
Yeah.
The god that you serve is pleased. Go ahead.
So
Line, right?
yeah, around the eyes.
Around. So is that? And can you read the description of the spell? 'Cause
Yep, I'm about to do that right now.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You zap it?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a hit.
Oh,
Add the
just roll a
description.
20. Roll a 20.
I'll do it first.
A 15?
So you're like, and you like point it, and all of a sudden, Sorge! And it takes 5d10 points of damage if it doesn't save, but it rolls a 12, so it takes half damage. So
Okay.
I'll roll 5d10.
Let's go.
And what the description says, you conjure a vine that sprouts from the ground in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range.
Oh, snap.
When you cast a spell, you can direct the vine to lash out at a creature within 30 feet of it that you can see.
Yeah.
That creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be pulled 20 feet directly towards the vine. Until the spell ends, you can direct the vine to lash out at the same creature or another one as a bonus action on each of your turns. And it has to succeed against a DC 15.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect its eyes. It just does damage to it or moves it, right?
Yeah, damage to it removes it.
So if you want to move it or do damage to it.
I want to move it away from the people.
It is moving. It's charging the. Oh, so
From the.
so you understand.
Uh-huh.
Ignore this. Okay, just so you understand. Okay, here's the citadel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where the people are that are being threatened. Okay. Here's their broken wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where this scorpion ship is hovering right here, right?
Mhm.
This is you guys. Okay. Over here is where the other ships are, like these objects roughly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's elves here, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a group of elves that are still standing their ground with their captain, right?
Mhm.
These elves are scattering. The beast is roughly here, right? And there's a crew of elves that are here, they're scattering, and there's two that are prone that it's looking like it's going to devour.
So yeah, with the vine, I would try to pull it away from those that's about to devour.
So you're going to try to pin it in place.
Yeah, pin it in place.
Okay. So you know this is a huge creature with a 26 strength, right? Like this is
Yeah,
a
we didn't
huge
think this
creature.
through a little bit.
We didn't
So you
do
cast the
this
spell, right?
thing.
Is there any mention of like what if it's a huge creature? Just a saving throw, right?
Just a saving throw.
And it's what's the
It says that creature must succeed, so it doesn't say anything about
okay,
size.
no, it's no problem.
DC 15.
Okay, for 2,
Oh,
I rolled a no, that's a 9.
Oh, jeez. So yeah.
Plus 13. I think I saved.
Yeah, you did.
So vines shoot up from the ground, right?
Nice.
And you see the samurai monkish cleric holding a sword and he's chanting, oh, he lifts the sword up, all of a sudden vines are up to the ground and wrap around this creature's legs. It completely ignores them. Like it's walking through like paper. Eats this guy
Oh.
and eats that guy.
Oh, jeez.
He just picks him up nonchalantly and just bites, rips him in half, chomps a bit, throws it down. You could tell it's not eating to like satiate. It's eating just a murderous creature, right?
Great. Of course,
Yeah.
I can't see any of this, but great.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one of the butterflies is having a conversation with you in a language you've never heard before. Like you know, they can talk. That's what's happening. And it's asking you questions you think.
Nice.
And it's like this little fairy, little pretty butterfly.
I'm going to enjoy sending someone else something here at some point.
But
Question. Given what so I know I have never seen this creature before, ever.
no.
And I'm trying to, am I aware that it's a magical construct? Or
Technically, it's not. It's something that mages engineer genetically, like a Violet or a Nilbog, things like that. There's something that magically tampered with and now is a species.
Nice.
So it's created, basically.
Sort of. Violets and Zorns and other creatures like that are bred and created by mages in a magical library, but they are actual species. Like a chimera is an actual species, a cockatrice is an actual species. Some of these things are mythical creatures. A magic user will take a mythical creature or a regular creature. In this case, this was a displacer beast that was mutated beyond recognition and turned into a beast. Right. So it was at one point and that energy that made it displace it was rechanneled to this business of disintegrating things.
Nice.
Anyway, I think everybody's active. Is everybody active? You got out. Eli got out. You dashed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Its back is to you. It eats 2 people.
Okay.
Roll the hit.
Nice.
Bonus action was 1 attack. You usually have 2, but you had to get there.
Gotcha.
I was at 17.
Can I do this real quick?
No, just kidding.
Or no.
Let me see. I'm
Oh,
gonna.
wait, that blast, that hit the scorpion blast, hit the thing and it completely tanked it. And it like barely noticed.
I think we only have one choice here.
I'm gonna use Channel Divinity's Sacred Weapon. So basically, turns my weapon magical, and then I have +4 to attack on rolls.
Roll the hit, man. I was at 17.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that.
You already have like a +8, right? So it's like +12.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
He's
That's okay.
fine.
This
He's
creature
a
is
menace.
+13, but still.
He's a menace.
So Swing at it.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Did you roll a 1?
Yes.
No. Is that
Yeah, that's a 1, bro. I just.
Oh my goodness, great.
We're all going to die.
Oh, jeez.
So you run up to the thing, and you're like, ah! And you're like, give me strength, mighty heavens! And your sword like turns on fire. You're like, ah! And you swing, and it stinks.
Well, at least you're not in an alternate dimension. for 5
And the
more rounds.
creature, like, turns around and he swipes at you. Whoa! Rolls an 18. This huge, like, clawed hand swipes at you. And it's going to do a lot of damage, just a second. You're going to have to make sure you're not throwing either, because it'll knock you prone. It's hit you that hard.
It'd be really nice if we had, like, you know, a dragon on the ship or something.
Yo,
You know.
That's what I told him.
Or you know,
Yeah.
or you know, like a bard wizard that didn't banish itself. It'd be great, you know. It'd be
That'd be
amazing.
cool.
That'd be awesome.
I'll have you know.
So,
Yeah, in like 5
Talk
rounds.
more butterflies.
Right.
10 points of damage, and then make a saving throw
Okay.
for
Lots of season the Feywild.
DC 21 strength saving throw. DC 21 strength saving throw.
He's in the Feywild. Another another time altered.
bro.
Jedi, where are you?
Okay,
Plus
you
12.
are like swatted silly. Bonk. This thing swats you,
Bonk.
and you're prone. Like you just and you're barely holding on to your sword.
Even if I have a plus 12?
You rolled a 3.
I know. Plus 12?
What?
15.
Mhm.
The DC's 21, bro.
Oh, 15.
DC 21, bro.
Okay. We're so over about
We're not gonna make it.
It's a nightmare beast. Okay.
We're not
somebody
gonna
ask-
make it.
Please.
No.
Okay.
This is
We're
You shot it, right?
gonna make it
Oh, okay,
through this fight.
This group of elves, they all their commander goes, make it rain, and they all fire arrows. So
nice.
there's 4 of them. They get 2 attacks a round, right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to roll once for each of them. I'm going to roll once for all of them, or twice for all of them, rather. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So the first volley, is that a 19?
15.
15 plus 2, 17 is enough to hit. So, and the second volley is a 13 plus 2, 15 is not enough to hit. So the first volley hits, that's 48 plus 8. Because it's D8 arrows, and they have plus 40 damage, so 48 plus 8. So let me roll that real quick. The volleys, well, the first volley hits.
Great. Someone's causing damage at least.
See it, somebody.
I need
27.
to pull that dragon out.
Pop, 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 pop. 27 points of damage.
He's prone now, so.
You know what?
I'll call the dragon. I don't care.
You know what?
Okay.
Y'all think she just like
On a 1,
Well, you have to do something.
declaration phase, okay? On a 1, it attacks you.
Okay.
On 2, it attacks the ship. Which you both did. You distracted it and you try to hurt it. And you're closest. And you hit it. The ship hit it with the stinger. On a 4, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, it attacks it goes for the elves, which makes sense, right? So that's what it's going to do. It ignores you. In fact, it looks like it might just step on you and rush them. Okay. What are we doing before we roll initiative? Talk to me.
Guiding bolts.
Guiding bolt.
I'm going to start conjuring elementals because I've got 54 seconds to spend and it takes a minute.
You're going to have another conversation with this butterfly thing is fascinating.
I'm not going to do anything.
Even worse.
You're in another dimension. You can't begin conjuring into that dimension. Something you need to conjure to another.
Okay. No problem.
That doesn't make sense. So you get halfway done, you pop in, and then you summon it to that former dimension.
Wow.
And it mauls all those poor little fairy creatures that are like happy and baby talking to you.
Got it.
Are you sure you're lawful good?
Nope.
What are you doing,
Okay, that's
Captain?
awful.
You just saw a paladin get humbled.
Humble. Getting out the ship.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're jumping off the top of the ship. I'll give you a dash to get to the creature, and then you'll get 1 attack. You can spend one of your actions dashing to it.
Yeah.
You're preoccupied for another 4 rounds. You?
Looking for the dragon because we're about to die.
You looking for the dragon, so you go into the ship.
Yeah.
You go to the largest room. You heard that argument, so you know where it's at. So you'll be knocking on her door this round. What are you doing?
Well, first I roll out of the way and then try to attack it again.
Okay. You're prone, which means you got to spin an attack getting up.
Right. I figured that.
Okay.
Alright, still getting old.
Animal.
Yeah, one more shot left.
Shoot at it. Good girl. Okay. Roll. It gets. Can't see what that is. 4.
That's right.
So many chances. Being so nice.
Are we all knocking?
No, just.
Oh!
Or it's still...
What'd you roll?
A 1.
I
Oh!
need to roll for you. Roll.
Dude.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh my
Yeah, he's no
god.
longer commandeering things.
14.
12.
Oh, he's no longer coming in. Okay.
7.
I got a big fat 2. I'm going after you. Don't go before you.
Yeah, you're not even going. You're gonna make a
Yeah.
DC 15 check to see if you fall on your face.
Now,
So you,
can I use the special though?
We are a
Um,
hot mess.
We are.
we'll come back around to that.
Yeah.
You get to use your special last. The elves, first group. This group can roll for half of them and the other half. First half
Gonna make it.
rolls a 19.
Okay.
Second half rolls a 14. So they're going first. They fire a bunch of arrows at it. So. First volley, I rolled a 9 and missed. Second volley, rolled an 8, no, 5 and missed.
5.
The captain charges to help the paladin up and defends the paladin. The beast attacks the captain, rolls a 19 or 12
Gone.
for it to hit for the attack opportunity. Hits the captain and does.
And disappears.
No, just hits him, just punches him. White swats him.
But he still disappears.
He gets a lot of damage. One feet well plus save.
This is starting to feel like anime numbers.
20 points. So the captain got clocked. But he blocked you, and he helped you up, but he got clocked for it. And see if he falls prone. The captain rolls a 1. As he's protecting you, and he helps you up, his back is to the creature picks him up and hurls him. He's like, ah! Fails his DC check, takes
Oh my goodness.
damage falling, which is 66. If he takes more than 20 points, he's dead. So,
You think it's
66 from fall damage?
yeah, you guys you just got hurled 60 feet.
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's falling
Home
off.
run.
He lands on his ship, and there's this hideous crunching noise. His back breaks, and he slides off the front of his mom's ship.
home run
Yeah,
for
and like
the
his whole
creature.
splat. So the moth has these 2 big eyes, right? One of them is like splattered with the
Get
captain's
up.
remains, and he like slides down. Yeah, this is nightmare beast. So
Yeah.
for you OP characters. So
Right.
that was an attack of opportunity because it tried to protect you. Captain tried to protect you.
Yep.
The 4. Okay, I'm gonna roll a morale check for these guys. Okay.
Their captain.
Their captain just died. So if they roll above a 10 or above, they'll stay and fight to the death. If they roll below a 10, they're going to scatter. They roll an 11. They are with you.
14.
They're going to imitate 14. This is hard to read. I need one that like lights up off the button. Or
There are
it speaks to
some.
me. 14. Hey man. Good DMs.
Oh no, a 1.
Yeah. Would it be? And it lies to you sometimes. That would be terrible.
Yo, man, I need to
You rolled a 20. Just kidding. That's a 1. That would drive me nuts. Okay. The beast got a 12.
I got
a 2,
A
right?
2 got it. He's got a 2.
I got a 12.
12. Go ahead.
I got 14.
14. You got a 2, so you got 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, you are doing what again?
I'm gonna stab the beast.
Roll a hit. You have 2 attacks. Armor class 17.
Alright.
I don't think he's
Could it good, please?
2 attacks.
Don't roll a 1 again.
And then
Please. Got
I
too many of
I
those.
still have +4 strength, and then no, sorry, +8 to hit, or +9 to hit, and then +10, 11, 12, 13. So +13 to hit.
You're still winning.
You roll a 0.
6 +13, 19.
You hit it.
Let's go.
Alright,
Let's
so another
go.
one, another attack. 50 I hit. So yeah.
You walk up behind the creature. Creature's back at you. It's going to attack those elves, right? Because it's raining. They're raining arrows on it. They hit it several times, and it looks mad. You haven't done anything to it except annoy it, right? So it thinks you're not a threat. Big mistake. Because you slide underneath it, and on the right side, you hash it right in the leg. Then you swipe up on the left side, hash it right in the leg, and you damage on both sides of it. Roll for damage.
All right.
Let's go,
So
let's go.
see here. I just want to make sure that doesn't do extra damage. Just plus 4 to attack rolls, okay, and
And
then
it's dead.
I get another D8 for every damage I
I
have.
trust your math over there. Just give me a total.
Okay.
I mean, you're a paladin. You wouldn't lie about how much damage you do, right?
Gotcha. So,
Right.
My character's a paladin. I'm in real life. I'm just
so
an
there's
average.
8. There's 11 plus 2 D8s. So let's do that.
Grand total of slash damage paladin. What do we got?
So far we have 19, and
Oh
then
my cow, that's
and
a lot of
then
damage. No, that's a lot of damage.
and then I'm gonna roll 2 D8 right now.
Oh, dang.
Oh no! Oh no! It's gonna keep going up.
Yes, it
It's
is.
gonna keep going up. Oh my goodness.
Maybe use anything that accelerates the process. Let's do
Let's
that.
do that. All right. 2 D8s, 5. So it's 19 plus 5, 24 plus 1.
25 points of damage.
Yes.
Big 25.
Yeah, it definitely notices you now. Definitely notices you. It's still a toss between, because the elves did 27 points last round, so it's still a toss up. Let's see. That is- Yeah, okay, so you bang on the door. What do you say?
What do I gotta do to get you to help us?
You hear this, I'm digesting. Figure it out, big boy.
Golly, this thing is disrespectful. Hey, don't let him talk to you. I mean, do let him talk to you like that.
Wait, dude. Just say, hey, there's a big meal outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, persuasion.
There's a big meal out there.
Another big meal, okay. I'll let you try to persuade her, but she's saying she's digesting, and you're saying, let's have some more food. But it might be fun, who knows? So why don't you roll
It might be fun,
DC 20.
Oh, you got
What's your
You never
charisma?
know. What's your charisma?
1
You got a +1, or is your charisma a 1?
plus 1.
Okay, cool. Well, you can do it.
Mm.
It's possible.
5.
You bang on the door and say, was big food out there? And she's like, I just said I'm digesting. Go away. You have in your head the image of a woman hiding her head under a pillow and covering herself up with covers. In your head, that's kind of what you see.
It's a waste of time. So,
Maybe not. I mean, that's a good ploy to get the adult red shadow dragon involved. But if it doesn't want to get involved, you could be wasting your time. What was your action again? I forgot.
Mine was guiding bolt, but I also got a big fat 2. I think she's performing.
Yep. Roll it.
I mean, realistic. Everyone's performing.
17!
Yay!
5d10.
Save.
Save some damage for me.
5. Does not save. It takes 5d10.
Let's
Save some
go.
damage
Come on,
for
50.
me.
You want a 50?
Big old 5-0.
Okay. 15 points.
Are you
That's so
serious?
sad.
Are you for real?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I rolled, let's see. 1, 2, 3 ones.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
That's like unbelievably bad luck.
No
That's
kidding.
like, wow.
Triple 3.
Oh my God.
5d10s. 15.
Well, we did our best.
You know? We good.
It takes the damage. Like you scratched it.
Yeah.
You scratched it, but it takes the damage. Okay.
Writing new characters, right, guys?
You guys go at the same time. He was already going after the elves. His first attack, he tries to claw you. But, wait, no, he couldn't do that. No, because
I'm underneath.
no, you were protected by that elf.
That's right.
Right. So it moves here and attacks these two guys. The first guy hits him, knocks him prone. Second guy, 11 hits him, knocks him prone. Well, I'm both safe. They got it's a DC 18, so 20 rather. No, they're both prone. So these two guys are knocked prone, right? Let me see. I'm gonna double check something. Okay. This.
We not prone to the
Certifiable
And then
unrecognized.
use
Okay.
Very
it's like, can I use the strength of my gods?
Okay.
to-
I'm gonna use a legendary action. I got 3, but I'm gonna use one here in a second. But you get to go first.
Okay. 4th level guiding bolt.
Okay. Guiding bolt. That
Mhm.
is what is that? Right.
It's +7 to hit.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me roll. 17.
That's 24 total.
No. It's
Armor class 17. You hit it.
it's armor class 17 hit it.
10%.
Does 76 for a total of 19.
You hit it harder than the stinger did. I mean, it's not saying much. Still.
You still there you go. Alright guys, we finally for our lives!
You almost got it down below 100 hit points.
Oh, jeez.
So, realizing that you are a threat, because you did shred its legs quite a bit, he uses a tusk attack on you. Plus 13 to hit. What's your armor class?
24.
3 plus 13. 26. I hit you.
No, it's 16.
16.
I was about to say, like, my mathematics ain't that bad.
That's DM boy, I really want to hit you.
You go like this, like 1, 2,
It turns around
I can see
and it
clearly
charges
now.
at you with its tusks, and it's like, ah! And you're like, nope. And you dodge forward,
No paroni.
like dodge forward, and as you're dodging forward, the tusks like barely miss you. And then like you dodge, and then you like tuck and roll back on the other side of it. Okay. Return, you hit it. Okay. Everybody acted. You knock people prone. You're recovering. We're on round number 4. Oh, by the way, you're starting to pick up their lingo. It's almost like your mind is shifting a little bit up this dimension. And they're asking you what your favorite, you think they're asking what your favorite flavor of candy is or something?
Nice.
Like they're trying to have,
Candyland.
and there's like 3 of them now, and they're like bobbling, back and forth, and they're like having a little conversation, and they're hovering in front of you, and you're standing on this, you figure out now you are on a marshmallow.
Nice.
And that you think it might be strawberry milk or something like that, some kind of syrup.
I'm chilling, guys.
Yeah, you're like, okay. You just
Mhm.
decide to sit down. You're happy. You decide to sit down on the marshmallow, and you're like,
I'll play a
Okay.
little tune for these.
you play song for him?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that. That's
Oh,
interesting.
geez.
What a cool idea. Lean into it, right? Lean into it. He's definitely having the most interesting round. He's in the safest place. Unlike the rest of you.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. He's gonna eat
Man.
these guys, maybe. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Jeez.
He eats these guys. 4, 5, 6, he attacks you. He attacks you.
Oh, nice.
Are we,
You have his undivided attention. No, this is the declaration.
Declaration. Okay.
And I'm declaring that the Nightmare Beast is going to have you for breakfast. Thanks.
Can I have you for
Alright.
breakfast?
If he keeps rolling 3s, he's not going to do anything.
Oh, man.
Okay. Where are you at? Put your character where he's at.
I'm heading towards the beast.
I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, there we go.
You could have done that.
I was gonna do it!
What are you doing?
I'm in the ship, banging on the door, basically.
Bang on the door again? Okay.
Yeah.
He's off in
What are you doing?
Candyland.
Don't mind me.
I'm going to.
Oh no. So much better. Thank you.
Okay, you think. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go towards the beast.
Okay. Okay. So you'll be able to get within melee range at the end of this round. So you're climbing out of the ship and you head over there. Unless you do something
Unless you fly.
miraculous.
I mean, I already busted one of the claws.
You're a
Or the
druid. You
stinger.
could turn into like something more fierce.
Whatever it would be like half the size.
Right.
It'd
Okay.
be worth it.
These guys are standing their ground and they're going to shoot at that thing.
I'm dumping another guiding bolt.
Okay. For initiative, the Nightmare Beast gets a 20! What's your armor class again?
Shoot.
24.
24. Okay. So,
I'm literally going to
I
back
just
out
rolled
to
the
a
6.
wasteland.
I got 19.
Roll the 6. Good for
Cool.
you.
so it's
I
definitely
rolled
going
a
first.
6.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6.
What'd you roll?
Let's proceed.
Well, I didn't roll yet.
Plus
17, 23, 21 total.
So 18 for initiative.
So 20.
Okay, you guys all rolled high, but
21
extra
total.
20, so.
I'll be there for that.
I rolled a 2 to try to hit you. 9, actually. What's 9 plus 13? 26. 22. 22. What's your armor class?
26.
Are you kidding me? And I rolled 5! Oh my goodness! I'm gonna spend another legendary action to try to tusk you at the end of this round. Just so you know.
Your luck is. Hey!
Like, guys, it is awesome what's happening. He rolls underneath its legs, right? It spins around and roars at him, and it swings at him, and he dives over its legs again. He's like, right, and rolls again, and then it's really furious, and it like tries to like squash him, and he sidesteps it.
Wow.
Cock ready to swing at him.
Ooh, your God is with you.
Your
The
cloak
Lord
has been shredded by each movement, though. Like the cloak, all it's got is cloth and its fingernails. It's mad as all get. Now it's really mad, right? Okay. Somebody had a 19, right?
She had 19, I'm 18.
Okay.
I had
doesn't blink.
You.
21.
So you're out. You got out this round. You got out of the thing.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, you could dash and get there, or you can just wait a whole nother round and then get there.
I'll dash and get there.
Okay. So to dash and get there, you'll need to use something as a faster movement rate than your movement rate. So you got to turn into something that can move quickly. It's a bonus action.
No, that
Cheat.
Okay. So
She wants to save her.
yeah, you're not going to do anything this round unless it's a ranged. So you're basically here, right? And you're coming out of the hatch. And this is you, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically here. And at the end of the round, if you want to use a bonus action, you can move and then act. If you can, you got to move quickly though. Like
Okay.
this is like 20, 40, 60, 70 feet. So you got something that can move like that fast.
Okay, no, yeah. I'm gonna turn into a bird.
A fast bird,
Yeah.
hummingbird or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is it okay if I land on it?
You want to land on it physically?
Behind it.
Okay. Okay. So at the end of the round, I'll give you an attack to do that.
Okay.
But everybody else is gonna have to act first. Okay. What's
Okay.
happening next? Who's next?
That's happening me.
Roll a hit.
I'm attacking.
2 attacks, right?
Yes, 2 attacks. Let's see. Let's try this one.
Timber.
19, I definitely
Whack.
Beautiful.
And then another one.
What sword are you using?
My long sword, but it's magical.
Is that the one that you got from the Heron House the one long time ago? The ornamental one? No?
No. I don't have any special swords. I don't really.
Okay, that's fine.
I wish I did.
Nope.
I've
But you
only-
definitely hit it.
That's my next, hopefully, item I get. 18.
You hit it twice again.
Nice.
Roll for damage, buddy. And you still have that. What's it called? Sacred weapon or something like that. How long does that last?
1 full minute. So it's 10
Oh yeah,
10
that's 10 rounds.
Yeah.
You're like so. Mr. Extra 2d8. Is it 2d8 per blow or is it 1d8 per blow?
So the 1d8 per blow is permanent. That's just part of my, like, once I reach level 11, I always do that radiant damage after I do hits.
Okay.
The other one is just +4 to hit.
I see. So the sacred weapon gives you a bonus +4 to hit,
Yeah, that's it.
which brings your bonuses up to like +13 or something.
Yes, that's it.
Wow, you're on par with this creature. Almost.
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 So
Paladin is not the one to be crossed.
Basically.
Alright, let me.
Basic.
Basically.
Give me figure out your total damage. In the meantime, you're banging on the door, right?
Yeah, basically I'll say.
Roll persuasion.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring it down. DC 15.
You got this, Dennis.
If it's a large creature, do I do a d10?
11.
Double check the description of your weapon. I think so. What'd you say?
Help us out, give her guard the door, or give her back.
What do you say to her?
That's like what I said. Like mumbling, like angry, but walk away.
Okay, as you're like you're mumbling and banging on the door, and she's like, "Your mumbling's really starting to bum me out. Stop. Go
It's a little
away."
dragon. Ooh, she lucky she a dragon.
I leave, and I start
Okay,
pulling out my gun, basically.
you pull it, and you're like, whatever.
Not at that.
I know. You're not threatening her, but you're like, okay, fine. Okay. So this round, at the end of the round, you'll be on the top of the deck. You got to climb out of the ship, top of the deck. At the end of this round, like her, you can have a bonus action. You can dash, and you'll be within melee range, or you can dash within range, if you will, not melee range, but range.
I'll be with it, man. I won't dash.
Wait, this is 80 feet. What's the range on your weapon?
I'll be one, man.
Okay, then you might be able to just get up the top and at the end of the round fire a few rounds off. Okay. Who had next initiative?
Now I rolled a 17.
Large creatures, right?
Roll a 16 plus 4.
D10 plus 5 for large creatures?
I don't know.
I already went.
I rolled 6 on initiative.
Okay, so
I'm using the one I don't have stats on though, the auto gun.
that automatic?
Yeah.
You're too far with that. You got to be within 30 feet for that.
Okay.
It's like a spell almost.
Okay.
But to fire it, you can fire 2 shots a round. I believe on the weapon normally, just fire it normally, right?
I don't know. I don't have any text on it, so I don't know.
You don't have any. Does it? I thought.
For that one, I only have one thing I don't have text on.
Well, the automatic thing is a different thing. I'm talking about the weapon itself.
Oh,
No stats on the weapon at all.
Oh, well, is it just the ranged musket? That's what it is?
Yes.
Okay, then it has a 60-foot range, but you talking about the spell, it's a shorter.
Yeah. The 60 foot is short range.
It's 60 to 180.
Yeah. So 60 foot is short range, which means there's no modification.
Okay.
But above 60 feet, right, means you're getting into mid-range, which means you either attack with a negative or penalty, or you attack at disadvantage. Make sense?
Yeah.
So you'll be 80 foot away. You can take a shot at disadvantage, no problem. Or,
I'll probably move in the 30-foot range so I can do the...
yeah, okay, that would be next round. So you'll dash within, so you'll be within 30 feet. We'll just move you there. Next round. Okay, got it. That happens at the end of the round. So somebody else is going next, though, I think. You are? Okay.
I'm doing a extra attack. So I'm going to try attack it 3 times.
Roll to hit. Armor class 17.
15
You hit it.
plus. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You want to figure out what your bonuses are.
Yeah. So 16 damage.
You do 16 points? Okay. You hit it only once?
No, I get to roll 3 times. So.
Okay, well, yeah, give me a total. You still haven't given me your total then.
No, yeah, it's okay.
So first one was 16. Alright. Slash again. Plus. 38.
You hit it 2 more times?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude.
2 times, yeah.
You clocked
So
this
38.
thing. Wow.
38.
Like your axe finds flesh, man. And you're up to its midsection. Right? Now it has you and him both have its attention.
Oh, we tanks. We
Yeah.
gotta do what we gotta do. So 38 points.
Wow, it's hurting now.
Yeah.
You hurt it.
It's gonna be more than that.
And that's even before the paladin gets equal damage.
I'm not dying here. The barbarian's like, I'm not dying.
Like, you like whack. You shoulder it and it staggers. You whack it again in the midsection. You whack it again in the midsection. You're covered in the thing's ichor. It's hurt. And its legs are all sliced up for Mr. Paladin. Happy hunky dory. How much damage did you do, buddy?
Alright, I'm just gonna do this.
There you go. Sometimes you just gotta use pen and paper, you know what I'm saying? Okay, while you're figuring that out, end of the round.
I'm gonna get.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and roll.
2d10 and 2d8.
Roll third
That's a lot of
level.
damage.
Guiding bolt plus 7.
Is that 10,
Come on.
7, and then 2d8.
18 plus 7, 25. To hit.
It's a
So you
19,
hit it.
And then
23.
for a
Total.
total of 25 damage.
Oh, we going for the kill.
We go for the
We're
kill.
just trying to take
So
care of it.
you slice and dice and saw it. As you dodge it, right? You look and the barbarian just he roars and goes nuts. Shoulder smashes this thing, staggers it, hits it 3 times, right? The clean chop with the axe, right? And then you're like, you see an opening, 2 stabs, thrust right in the midsection.
Wow.
And you do 23 points?
Yeah.
Yeah, both you guys are covered in this thing's blood.
And then I also hit the
Hot, steamy, gross monster.
Oh, we're angry, so it
And
is.
then-
I'm angry than
You're fine, I get a shower, you're good.
Yeah.
and then
That's true, I'm pretty sure.
the monk cleric hit it for 25
So we
damage.
are.
Hey, you got a high rating.
What'd you hit it with?
Guiding bolt. It's
Only gonna
66.
save for half?
Are you, let me see.
It's a saving throw
It's
for
a-
half, right?
it's
So you
a-
see like 12 or 15 or
If
something
it's,
like
if
that.
it's a magic spell, yeah, you get the saving throw for sure. Because you don't roll it. Because you don't roll the hit.
I do. For this
Oh, you
one.
do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, you rolled a hit.
Yeah, I rolled a hit.
And so there's no saving throw?
No, it's a +7 to hit.
So you did how much?
25.
Okay, so you like, it's like this, like this. Whack, whack, whack. Creature staggers, gets shoulder punched, and its arms are just roaring, and it's like shocked in all this pain, and then stab, swipe, and like its guts are like almost hanging out. It looks like it's about dead, and then all of a sudden this bolt of sheer eldritch energy comes out from the right side of her by the ship, and like hits the side. The creature literally staggers on its side scorched, right? And it looks its eyes start drooping a little bit. It looks like it's about dead. And then they all shoot at it. This one rolls a 4, and that one rolls a 6. And these 2 guys, they stand up, thanking their elven deities that they're not dead. They are at half hit point though, so.
They're close to it.
Okay, next round. The beast is going to attack the barbarian. You did the most damage, right? So
Yeah, we did.
right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very logical. Whatever hurt me the most, I'm going to attack. Okay. You arrive at the end of the round, and you're gonna try to land on it and attack it. Like, we're gonna transform into an animal and land on
Well,
it.
no.
Like you're flying towards it, and you see this epic whack, 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 and shoulder push, and then jab and rip, and then all of a sudden this bolt flies over you, and this eldritch energy, and the thing like falls over and moans, and like blood everywhere. You're like, oh my gosh, is it dead? Do you want to land on it?
No.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
Superhero land.
Well, I was gonna do a spell called Contagion.
Yeah, he's superhero land.
Why don't you do the spell?
Oh, I guess I can, but I feel like it's gonna be devastating, so I'm kind of like, well. It says,
Kill it.
your touch inflicts disease. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within your reach. On the hit, the target is poisoned. So you have to do a Constitution saving throw.
And then, or take what? What happens? Do I take damage, or do I get sick? What happens?
If the target succeeds on 3 of these saves, it is no longer poisoned and the spell ends. But if the target fails 3 of the saves, the target is no longer poisoned, but choose one of the diseases below. And I was going to do blinding sickness.
So it's gonna go blind.
Yeah, and then the creature has disadvantage on wisdom checks.
You still want to do that, or no?
I mean,
Well, then put your character where she's at. Move where she's gonna land.
this is the creature.
Yeah.
The 12 side.
That's
So I
what
just
I
looked it
did.
up. Poison means disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Right. But it doesn't mean damage.
No.
Yeah, no.
Not.
Okay. So you land right there. So you got an elf on either side of you, and they look absolutely terrified. This guy right here is like got a big gash on his face, and he's barely holding on to his bow. And his buddy is like also holding his bow, but he's got this big rip on his leg, and they're like they look like they're in agony. These 2 guys are fresh but still terrified. Okay. I'm gonna do a legendary attack called Frightful Howl, and then try to get away. I'm running. The Nightmare Beast, you're its nightmare, it's fine.
Nice.
Okay, and did we roll initiative already?
No.
Okay. Do you know what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna react and do stone endurance to reduce half the damage and shield.
Okay. You're gonna, oh, by the way, they loved your song. And they wrote a harmony part for it.
Nice.
It's rhythmic. It's
Adam,
like
go for
da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. it's like nothing you've ever heard. It was just
I'll
some
be
really
the
interesting
distraction. You
ideas.
can
He's
attack.
like, wow.
He gets back. He gets back.
And they laugh like a baby once in a while, and it's like, this is really cool.
Great.
Blasting away.
You're gonna do the special
Yeah.
automatic attack, okay?
Attack twice.
I want to just pull out my sword and try to.
You're at a distance, so
You're in the-
No, yeah, no. I was gonna try and.
you're gonna move and then attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So put your character where they're at by the ship.
I'm still on the top here.
Right. And you're moving within 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
So let's put you here.
I was gonna use step of the wind to try to get closer.
And you're already over there. Okay. For initiative, 12, I think. 12. He gets 12. In the elves, group 1, 17. Group 2, 2. So these guys, I'm just going to disregard. They got 2. These guys got the 17.
Nice.
So 12 is what the beast roll for initiative. Roll.
I got it. 11.
Plus 3, 15.
17.
11.
Okay. You move your character where your character's going to be at.
Okay. So it's like. We dash at 60 feet.
That's 45.
So.
You can make it there, yeah. Just make a little bit of room and put yourself here. So I know you're attacking. Roll the hit. You get one attack.
Okay.
You spent one dashing.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't have 2 attacks, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that.
I was using step of the wind.
Oh, okay. Is that a
Yeah.
spell?
It's a monk ability. I can use a
Is it
key
like a
point.
bonus action?
Yeah, I can turn a bonus action into dasher disengage.
Oh, killer. Okay, so you make it there and
Yeah.
you can attack normally. Go ahead. Because you want initiative.
They uses all the
You rolled a 17, right?
Yes, it is.
of the
Okay.
wind.
Roll the hit.
I'm doing that now.
What's your dex?
Using my sword of sharpness,
Roll
I
it.
got 20.
You rolled a natural 20?
18 plus 2.
Oh, okay. If you
Yeah.
rolled a 19, it's the sharpness kicks in.
Yeah, no, 18 plus 2.
Natural 19. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So roll for damage.
Finish this thing off before it runs away. Even if it attacks me, I'm gonna. You roll a 1?
No, I got a big 4.
So you guys are all like ready to go, and all of a sudden, like to your left, you hear this, "Whoa!" and you hear this rushing sound. The wind like comes up behind you, "Whoa!" and then a little scratch, and the creature's like, and dies.
Oh, snap! That was that's not going back there.
It's got a little scratch on its neck, you know, from the 4 points of damage, but that's all it had left in it.
He's just looking at it
And
like
it's
this.
set down the door. It rolls 17, saves its first round of death score, but it's at negative 3 hit points. So, are you guys going to chop it up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you hack this thing to pieces.
Yeah, we're hacking this thing.
I mean,
Yeah, you're making sure it's dead.
Yeah, we don't want to make sure he comes
I
back.
might even go
Because
berserk.
maybe it has regeneration or something.
Well, that always says it as he looks at the character.
So you guys slaughter this slather beast thing. You destroy it.
Set up.
You
Step harder.
made some friends.
Nice.
They have Goo Goo Gaga kind of sounding names, but you disappear. You're right in the middle of like finishing out the weird rhythmic kind of sound, and you're like, this is really interesting and enjoying it. And you started hitting your guitar a little bit, your lutes, and coming with rhythmic ideas, and you came back with some brilliant ideas.
Great.
And you show up, and all of a sudden you're like, and so he shows up, guys. He appears over here on top of the ship, and he's like, and he flops, like you hear this music, and he's like humming something, and he comes out of nowhere. And all around him, like, it's like some kind of syrup or something that comes in with him, right? And instead of smelling like blood and ichor, now it smells like candy. It's like, it plays, and then it's like realizes where he's at. It's like, oh yeah. And you see a big pile of that barbarian hacking of corpses. And then the paladin's like, I think it's dead. It's dead. It's okay. It's dead. Stop.
Are there any dying elves laying around?
Let's see. The ones that were. Can you hang that up for me?
Any
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was mine. Did I get false connections? Right. Yeah. From yeah. Anyway, the Indian industry never sleeps, right? So you guys destroy this nightmare beast. The elves that were running and that fleed into the different places, they come out and they start pounding their chests and chanting in Elvish, right? They say something like, basically it's Eclipse, but it's in Elvish.
Oh, cool.
I don't know the word for Eclipse in Elvish offhand, but maybe when you guys do that.
What's the language?
Elvish.
Elvish.
Put in our Sindari if you want, but yeah. And they're chanting it, like they're chanting their chest. The warriors are. The people in the Citadel, remember they were huddled all in the back. This wall was torn down, right?
Yeah.
They're all huddled in the back of the corner, and they hear the chanting, and they're like, they come out, and there's probably about 100 plus of them, with little ones and everything, and they're like clapping and like, yay! And then some of them start crying because they see that some of there's people thrown about that are dead, right? This captain I think got disintegrated, right?
One of them did.
No.
Yeah, he got obliterated.
Yeah,
Yeah. Took 66 points of fall damage and got smashed against that thing.
Huh.
Okay,
Like a tennis.
that captain got disintegrated.
Yeah.
There were 2 other moth ships that tried to catch the fleeing wasps. By the time they come back, they're seeing you clean your blade off, right? And wondering where you came from, smelling like candy. But they land their ships and come out, and the 2 captains come out, seeing the beast is dead, right? The Garn, the ambassador, the representative of the Yashchery people, comes out of the ship finally. He's not really a combatant, if that makes sense. And he's just he's like dumbfounded. Like he's never seen he's never seen anything like this, right? He's just dumbfounded, like looking around, like what's going on. One of the captains comes up to your group, one of the captains, and he says, Shalom, thank you for helping us. He says, you can tell he's kind of turned his emotions off and he's just trying to function right now. He says, we were assaulted by your people, and he points at Garn. And Garn is like, what of the chieftain? What of his family? And he walks towards us and says, all gone. What about our treaty? He says to Garn. What about our treaty? You promised us protection. What's going on? And Garn's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He says, I'm coming with envoys from Brawl to meet with my people at the Senate. He says, it's your people who attacked us. Your ships, your people attacked us. And they took at least 50 of us captive. We weren't expecting it. We're expecting you to protect us. He's obviously starting to get irrational. He's trying to hold his emotions together. But he thinks that Garn had something to do with it. Sure. What do? The situation's getting tense.
I'll
Politically correct.
get charisma.
Also pick your.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not. Am I an eye shot? Or
You
probably,
can
yeah.
see, you're standing right there. The captain walked up. There's these elves, right? By the way, just so you know, some of the elves that are military, with his crew, a couple others, are standing around him. There's about a half dozen or so. And none of them have drawn their weapons, but you can tell that they're at the ready. But you don't feel like their ire, their anger is directed at you. They're looking at him. All of them are looking at him. The rest of the people are too busy mourning and looking for their dead and their relatives right now. So the people that are in the Citadel scattered, and they're looking for people, and they're finding remains. So there's wailing, and there's relief, and you can hear that there's clerics praying to heal some of the injured. So they're in damage control mode, most of those people. And the chieftain's nowhere to be found. Nor is his son. So basically the chieftain, the royal family, if you will, is gone. They're not here. So nobody knows where they're at.
Did the captain that saved me, did he get like annihilated? Like he can't get revivified or nothing?
The one over here that's splattered?
Yeah.
Well, you could raise him from the dead.
Yeah, I could do that. Though.
I mean, how long does it take to revive somebody?
Yeah, I mean,
It's been about 5 minutes.
Let's see. Within the last minute.
No, he's gone too
He's
long.
gone, so.
Yeah.
He's gone, the one.
I'll tell you what. I'll give him 3 rolls at Death's Door. How's
Okay.
that? Okay? So he's got to roll a 10 or better. 6,
Not looking good.
11.
Okay.
Last roll.
19.
He's barely alive. He's got no hit points. You think, man, maybe I could help him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You look over there, and he's like moaning. Oh, he's still alive. So if you go over there right now, you can probably like heal him with a cure spell,
Yeah.
and you like a player character, you work out. But he's very close to death.
So I go over there. I try to dispel this situation. I heal him. I have lay on hands, so I can heal. And then just say, look, don't come to harm. Garn, he's with us. And we're just trying to get him back to his home planet so that we can, see what's going on. There's some kind of mutiny or there's some kind of civil war going on with their planet right now.
Garn is like, he looks at the elf, he's like, it's worse than I thought. We were going to my home to prevent this,
Yeah.
but it's worse than I thought. As a leader of the people, the Yashchery people, I gave no consent to such a horrific act of senseless violence. And I will do everything in my power to unify my people to make this right. You know what the elf does? Leans to his side, he spits, which is an intense insult to the elf.
Yep.
He says, we'll see. Politicians, I have wounded and dead to tend to. He dismisses the soldiers, he dismisses himself. You're standing there, hacked up corpse of a creature in front of you, and Garn standing there. You think, I'm assuming that out of the 8 of you, one of you would make a wisdom check and realize that if Garn was not standing there, you might have a better conversation with him.
Yep.
So I'm assuming one of you figures that out.
Yeah.
I can be judging or.
So Dubois is like, Senator, why don't you come with me? Well, let me help you, Senator, why don't you come with me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you lead him into the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. You begin repairs, I assume.
Basically,
When you walk in, right, and you get him, and you set him down in the main area, you just tell him, basically stay put. Vital walks out of her back
course.
room,
Oh, wow.
and she's
Smack
like,
the crap out of her.
oh, my head. She says, being a human sometimes is such a pain, because, I can drink a lot of wine, but then I can't drink a lot of wine. Do you know what I'm saying?
no, we don't know what you're saying.
Oh, my head. She goes back to her room. And then before she goes in her room, she just stops with, everything's better now, right? The bad thing's dead?
Yeah. thank
Okay.
you.
I'll be sleeping in my room. Don't bother me. She shuts the door again.
No more out there, but
Anybody want to talk to anybody up there out here?
I tried.
Pretty straightforward what happened.
I'm thinking go for damage this time.
Well, no, I do. I want to know where the creature came from.
Okay.
Or what,
There are 3 different things you can do here. You can start asking people for information, which is totally cool. Okay. Not unreasonable. But given that you're good characters, there are a lot of people who are wounded and suffering.
Oh.
So I think you probably should spend the next several rounds helping. And as you help, you ask questions.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
I'm cool with healing people.
So,
Me too.
who's got healing abilities? Okay. The captain, after you escorted the captain, he comes back and he asks that. And you guys raise your hands.
Yep.
He said, come with me, right? He tells you, go to the Citadel.
If you want to.
He tells you to go to the Citadel and help anybody there. Says, you two come with me, we'll look for people who are severely wounded. Right?
Right.
You get to the Citadel, and while you're headed to the Citadel, one of the officers in his brigade, like, escorts you. You get to Citadel, and there are a lot of wounded and hurting. And there are some that you use magic on to save, right? And there are some that you can just use herbal, your medicinal skills to stabilize, right? But all of your healing magic is going to be gone after this. Do you understand? Like you're going to be spent. Two things you glean. It was definitely Yashchery that attacked this place. They took a lot of people alive, and definitely this is not a war outpost. It used to be, but it's not. It's more like families. They actually do moisture farming. This place it's on top of a nebula. There either was a planet or a planet just didn't finish forming or something, and there's this nebula that's where a planet could be, and that's where they put the Citadel. And the nebula is primarily water, hydrogen. It's easily farmed into water. And in fact, if you look at the Citadel, there's actually a big, like, gathering of water underneath it.
Yeah.
And so it's fresh water. It's a really important resource. Also creates fresh air, and that's why a lot of ships dock here. It was actually kind of like a small town tourist stop for travelers. So this is totally uncalled for. And it's in a zone that's considered protected by the Yashchery. So yeah, there was a treaty and everything. You find this out talking to people, and people were mumbling and stuff, and some people were coherent enough. The toughest one was when you couldn't heal this kid's dad. That was the toughest one. When you sit there and you casted cure light wounds, cure serious wounds, and you're trying, and he just didn't make it. And that was what he just didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? But the kid sees you trying to help, and you can tell that despite being very distraught, his father passed away. He's grateful. He's grateful. Just thank you for trying to help. And mom, just thank you for trying to help. And you're like, you don't know what to say. And eventually, you just kind of get numb because of all the death around you, and all the wounded, and the toughest ones are the dead kids. That's the toughest one. But you have to deal with that because this is war, and war's ugly. And so you're like, okay, this is bad. And now these Astral Elves, especially the younger ones, absolutely hate Yashchery. Which is why he was not even logical when the guy was trying to say, I didn't authorize this, not mine. I didn't want this to happen. Like, even when you're near Garn, right? You're in the ship. He's mumbling. Is like, this is terrible. It's like you can tell he feels distraught that some of his people acted against what they set up. Like something his father dreamt about. Like, you weren't here for the introduction, I don't think, but his father was real big on freedom for the Duergar and freedom for people. And, the Yashchery should be a race that stands for justice and not hypocrisy and this sort of thing. But not everybody bought it. Not everybody bought it. So clearly the house of Centauri is divided. Clearly it's divided. And it's worse than Garn thought. Obviously it's worse than he thought. Now, after you guys do a tremendous job serving this community, spending a lot of energy and effort, healing potions, time, sweat, and tears, you spend about 3 or 4 days here. Healing, taking short rests, long rests, healing more. All in all, out of the 1,200 that live there, 200 are missing, gone. Right? Men, women, children. Out of the 12 moth warships they had, right? 6 of them are salvageable. 4 of them are totally destroyed. 4 of them are functional. So this outpost is in a dangerous situation now because they don't have enough firepower to protect themselves against something like that now, right? So they need to abandon this place. Understand? 200 are 200 are dead. A little over 200 are dead. 600 are wounded. Around 400 are wounded, right? And you've got about 50-ish able-bodied warriors, like bowmen. Several of the captains are dead. So you've got about 3 crews, basically. 4 ships, 3 crews, basically. The captain asks, he kind of becomes a de facto leader, right? and he surrounded himself with several elderly people. There's an older man, elf. You would be hard pressed to tell that they're older, but they have more gray, a little more gray. You tell that they're older. How much older? The Astral Elves is like 3,000 years older or 4,000. These guys live a long time. But he's talking with them, and they've decided they're going to flee to the Rock of Brawl.
All right.
But they have no recourse. Like, it's not safe here. This outpost isn't safe. And so they say, hey, you know, we're going to flee back. But they ask you guys if you can send word. Is there any way you can send word to the Count, to Draw, to let them know what's going on here?
We can do that, right? Give a lot.
Rock and roll.
So who's got like magic user spells handy? So if you look up what message does,
120 feet, point at them and they can hear you.
okay, that's it.
And you can hear them back.
They can
So
say,
you point your finger at a creature.
Oh,
within
sending.
range. Sending. I don't think
Yes, it is.
Yeah, sending.
And I don't believe I have some.
Send you a lot farther.
Definitely don't have that.
So, do you guys remember at the end of
I do.
our last, when the Count gave you those rings, remember what he said about them?
You can communicate. Yeah, so let's use the rings.
Oh, there's sword on this.
They are so right.
Remember they're all looking the same, got like similar construction, right?
Oh.
And he told you that if you ever needed to talk to him, or needed his help, right, you could use the rings to contact him.
Nice.
So, but you all got to work together.
Captain Planet. Gotcha.
No, not like that. That's, I mean, that was full in 1995, or 7 or whatever, but the ship sailed, bro. The ship sailed. No, you guys all got to like think the same thing. Those 7 rings will allow you to send. You sending, they're using it together. You can literally send them a message together.
Help!
All right. So, who has the ring of invisibility? Okay, that's the main ring. So, the one that rules them all. Who's connection?
The one ring,
Okay.
yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
You remember too that you can send, and it's the sending spell, which is across infinite distances. Like the sending spell is what you're doing. Got it. And so you want to tell him what's going on. So you need everybody in the same room, and everybody just puts their hand on the table, hands on the table just like this, and you reach out with your mind. And all your rings get a little warm. You can feel it, and you can feel it, all of them light up at the same time. And then and what do you say? That's what you said.
Ring.
The message that I send him is,
I'm trying to think.
we have Astral Elves on the way.
On the way.
You leaving?
Yeah, we're probably,
Their home is no longer safe.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just walking back and forth. I don't like the chair. but
25 words or less.
So, Astral Elves on the way. Their home is no longer safe.
Okay.
That's
You're not even halfway yet.
That's 11. What was
It's
the name of it?
refugees. The refugees.
It seems legit. You can tell them they're in moth ships, so they don't shoot those down.
Yeah, that makes sense. They come in moth ships. Keep them safe.
Okay. Make a wisdom check.
That doesn't feel
There's
good.
a detail here you're missing, and I'll tell you what it is either way. So
Okay.
DC's 15.
Okay.
You can use your wisdom to check bonus. So if it was like 13 or something like that.
16.
You're about to, the rings are warmed up, and you can, in your mind, you can see them like weaving together. When you close your eyes, you can see like this weave coming together from everybody's finger to, it's like weaving, and this hole appears, like, and it's like a black hole almost right there in your mind's eye, and you think it's like a strand of energies going, and you stop and go, wait a minute. What if the Guild of Justice has infiltrated the towers? Because they have the towers infiltrated, so they know who's coming in and going out. They might order them shot down or falsely accuse them. Just like they did us when we were leaving.
Yeah.
Listen, and those rings don't go straight to what's his name?
They do, but
They can be intercepted.
He's describing the magical process, what happens. So before he sent his message, I gave him a chance to remember that you guys were falsely accused and almost shot down. Of course, those Hammerships aren't really a match for Scorpius class, tricked out like yours is, but still, these are regular Moth warships, and they're coming out of nowhere, and they're full of refugees, and if the towers are compromised by the Guild of Justice, then they can order them to attack those ships, saying that they're, whatever.
Oh.
Are there towers from the bottom of the Rock of Brawl?
Well, there's towers on both sides.
Thank you for the.
Yeah, no, your character would think it's,
Mhm.
you're very wise, which your wisdom like 16 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a very wise character, you think about it. Your character would think of it, because you went through it.
Mm-hmm.
We were falsely attacked. So now you got to figure out what you're going to say to make sure these people don't get attacked falsely by the towers.
I think it's even harder.
And this is something he said. Like, I'm just not role-playing for you, but he told you guys this.
Yeah.
Like, I only can send about 25 words, but what if,
Yeah, I'll say it. I can only send 25 words, but we have to make sure we don't put them in danger.
no Guild of Justice.
We can't let the Guild of Justice know that we're doing this. Or else they'll get shot down.
So we're concerned the message could be intercepted?
no.
Oh. The count can't stop the...
Yeah, so you were falsely attacked on your way out, right?
Yeah.
What's to stop them from blowing these things out of the sky falsely too?
Well,
So they show up, and the people in the tower are the Yashchery spies, transformed into Gith, and they go, these people are, and they lie about it and get them attacked and shot out. Whatever, they can say they're pirates or traders or invaders or whatever. They could make something up. They could probably get them attacked. And that's the thing. And they're already for us, so.
so the count needs to order an armed escort of people he trusts. He doesn't know who to trust.
No, what's the problem is we need to figure out a way to tell him without tipping off with
You can talk to them directly. This message goes straight to them. Nobody's getting intercepted. There's no way to intercept them.
So it's not like that.
It's just what's stopping them from blowing him up, the ships up.
Right.
Possible the count will be smart enough to know about something himself.
That is true. It's
Sure, he's pretty savvy.
Right. And is anybody going to tell the Astral Elves about this situation?
I will.
What are you going to say to the captain? What's kind of the faculty?
I tell them
They're already boarding the ships, by the way.
Hmm.
It's going to take them about 10 hours, but they're going to get rid of the ship.
the Rock of Brawl is in rough times at the moment. We'll send word to get you to ensure that you're there safely, but it may be rough.
You're not giving me any information I can use, sir.
I mean, do we just straight tell them that there's spies there that could
Help
potentially
out
kill
here.
them?
I have a thought. So, the same subversive group of Yashchery that completed this attack may have compromised certain members of the guard at the Rock of Brawl. You'll have to be very careful. They may try to launch an attack against you. We are going to send a message directly to the Count. Tell him that you're coming and tell him to try to do something to stop that. but you are going from one dangerous spot into another.
It's like, oh. Huh. He looks like hopeless right now. Like he looks like he's like trying to figure out what to think. Like basically, if you go to the Rock and Brawl, you're gonna get killed. And he's got these shattered people. Their home is destroyed. 200 of them are missing, probably enslaved by the Yashchery, right? They just buried 200 people. 400 are wounded. Like now they're going to be on these 4 ships, one of which is on his last leg. One's damaged. These 2 are okay. Like, and they're packed. These are not ships designed to transport people. They're like literally packed with those people. They're super vulnerable.
We could send the Eclipse with it. That would
Could.
give it a significant amount of reputation, but the Yashchery would likely carry out more attacks while we did the civil mission. Any other thoughts?
Not only would they probably carry out more attacks, but there is the possibility that we would get attacked with them because they're coming back.
Well, let me just say this. You guys realize that there is a civil war brewing or happening on the Yashchery homeworld, and Garn is the most sensible political leader. He needs to get back to
As soon as
stabilize
possible.
things and
Yeah.
try to put down or at least put in order what's going on. So you really are between a rock and a brawl. Wait, rock.
We're all in the hard place.
We're all in hard
Well,
place.
yes, but
We're all in a hard
there's
place.
a couple of random bits of wilderness out there we could send them to.
Rock and a brawl.
Actually, that's not a terrible idea. Could we just send them to Amalgus? Tell them to hide in the wilderness?
That'd be a long travel, wouldn't it?
It's not
I mean,
significant, not too far
It's
from
near
the
Brawl. Brawl is
It's near
actually
Brawl.
orbiting
Yeah.
Amalgus,
Yeah, so all they have to do is avoid the Rock of Brawl and find a patch of wilderness on Amalgus, and then we'll come back and get them once we get this whole thing cleared up. It's a safe place. No one's going to bother them, and there's plenty of weirdness that goes on Amalgus.
We've
Make a
been
wisdom
there a
check
while.
or an intelligence check, whichever's higher.
We've
This
been
is
there.
17.
I've
Sure.
been there in a while.
Keep it.
Because we could just have homeboy watch over them
Ten.
from brawl.
You had this idea, but then it just... Yeah, Amalgus is the best bet. Okay. Any other thoughts? It's not a bad idea.
Okay, logistic was a better one. Got it.
We can't go back with them. That's wasting too much time. That's another.
We can't send them on themselves. We can't send them on their own.
So, where are you guys having this conversation? Are you having it? Did you invite him to the ship? Or you guys?
Oh.
I think there's
No,
a sidebar conversation.
yeah, we would be
No,
having
you
this.
had an interaction with him, and so did you, right? Where? Did you go where he's loading refugees? Did you take him into the ship?
I would have gone to where they were loading. I
So
would
you
have
have that loading dock.
Who all went there? You and you. Anybody else?
I'll be still in the ship holding nothing.
You're on the ship, guy. Okay.
Oh,
Would you go?
could I ask Natal to guard them?
Did you trust
That's
her?
not.
You can.
You'd have to go with her.
You'd
She's
have
your
to
dragon,
say.
quote unquote.
Yeah, I wouldn't just leave her.
I wouldn't leave her.
Heck, you want to start having meals?
I wouldn't leave her with nobody.
Well, I'll
Does she
protect
seem
her.
like-
It's just a snack. What's the big deal?
Natal, go somewhere. We're not talking to you.
There's
That never sounds good.
600. Well, okay, 550.
That's
If
when
I
you
eat
know
like 6 of them,
she's calculating.
that's
the
better than
rest.
10%.
No, not there is.
Anyway, yes, I'm not going to do
It
that.
was just a thought.
I like
I'm not
that
saying
thought.
that's where she'd go, but you know,
Yeah.
Also, giant red dragon, probably not the best place
it
to
does
avoid
say
attacks.
neutral good-ish. Just ish.
Good-ish.
Yes.
Good-ish.
What do you do with these refugees, guys? Amalgus? We say Amalgus. Tell them where are they going to go? Amalgus is a whole realm.
So that giant patch of wilderness isn't super populated,
Is
is
there
it?
about
The
what we used to call it Sands of Karnak, but now
Sands of Karnak,
Oh,
that's-
there's a Karnak, that place?
yeah.
Yeah, it's populated. That's why people are celebrating.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a civilization. They got like nuked by the incursion. You guys stopped.
Surely there is a patch of wilderness we know of. I don't know, a patch of shoreline that nobody talks about, or a patch of forest that nobody's in.
The goblin villages.
I'm not sending them to the goblin villages. They can find a patch of wilderness. Tell them, find a patch of wilderness. There's enough weird stuff that happens on that planet that no one should know.
I'll give you one more save.
Please, Lord.
16.
Okay, so
Oh boy.
you're having this conversation, right? And you're like, wait a minute. We have 3 Calphanite soldiers that are in our crew. We could send one of them back, and they could vouch for them, and they could be protected by the Calphanite.
Oh! Sounds great.
Victory!
So Eli, right, is the most despondent of the 3. He really misses his family, and he wants to go home.
Nice.
And when you guys sit the 3 of them down, right? Who sits them down? They're military. Who sits them down? It's got to be
I'll
you.
sit-
You.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause you-
I'm in the trip military.
Okay, you sit down. So the 3 boys, he tells you we want to send one of them back so they can go land where the Calphanites are and they'll be protected,
Okay,
right?
right.
And the boy knows where some farmland is.
Mm.
The boys do. That they'll be able to hide their ships, and then they can like talk to the Calphanite and say, hey, these are refugees.
Sweet.
Elven refugees.
Yep.
Okay, so you sit the 3 of them down, and Jed and Jephthah and Eli are sitting there, and you're like, and you totally treat them like military. They're at attention and everything, and they're like, what's going on, you know? And you said, well, one of you has a chance to go back to Malgus, so back home. And 2 of the boys are like apprehensive. They're like, okay, sir. One of them is stoic, trying to look stoic, Eli. He's like crying, but he's not showing it. So which one of you wants to volunteer? And you can tell none of them want to volunteer because they feel like it's dishonorable. Do you want to just pick one at random, or?
It's obvious that I'm gonna pick, just put my hand on the shoulder thing, and be the one that's gonna go back.
He breaks down, starts sobbing. Thank you, sir. I miss my mama. I miss her cooking. I'm sick of salted pork. I miss my mama so much. And I don't want to ever see anything like I saw today, sir. People disappearing and turning to ashes. And all the people dying. I want to go home, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll take care of those elves, sir. And so you tell him, soldier? Yes, sir. Does he kind of, yes, sir. And he comes out, and he's light on his feet. He doesn't bother to pack anything. He doesn't have anything anywhere. He puts on his old Calphanite uniform before he gets going, and you guys explain to the elf and say, look, you're going to go down Malgus. This young man is associated with a powerful military. They will protect your people. They're a good military. They helped us. We were adventurers on Malgus. And this young man has integrity. He'll take care of you. And he knows his family is farmers. They have large farmland. You could probably land your ships there without any incident. And the elf was like super grateful. And so you just sent 400 or 550 Yashchery elves to Malgus with a Calphanite soldier. So Eli's no longer with the crew, but great thinking, great solution I didn't even think of. That's awesome. Yeah, that's like, wow. While the refugees are being organized and moved, and Eli says his goodbye to everybody, he's very happy. I was very happy. And the 2 guys, even though there was this kind of brouhaha moment where they were trying to be competitive, like I'm the honorable one, I'm the one, they're gonna miss him, and they have like a little moment where they kind of hide their tears and hug each other and say goodbye. You can tell that they bonded very tightly over the PSD that they have right now.
Just
just with you guys, it's traumatizing.
It's just TSD.
PTSD, like that.
It's not post yet.
It only happens like way later.
Yeah.
When you hit like 50 years old, like.
I mean, the plus is that they're all like 6th, 7th level now because they have experience hanging out with you guys. The minus is the psychological damage and, But honestly, Jephthah and Jephthah, they actually really like being adventurers, so they're not. He's not.
Nice.
Eli's the one who wants to go home. He's always wanted to go home.
I don't want to be
So I
here.
wrote down their names. They're Jeff, Cletus, and Joe.
Okay, so I forgot their names. I
Yeah, I was all like, I don't remember these
Look, I
guys.
can even add 3 plus 13 tonight. So, give me a break. I mean,
I
monsters
have to
can't
look up
solve
their
deep
names. I was
sleep
like,
deprivation,
what?
okay? It just can't.
3 plus
Yeah,
13,
yeah.
26.
So tonight, you guys spend another couple of days here getting a long rest there. The refugees all leave. It's just you on this place. As they're leaving, the head captain, right? He says, "Look, in the palace, the chieftain had a very special relic for his family. Listen, I've never seen it. The boys postulated it might be an amulet, it might be a staff. We don't know. But seeing as we don't know where he is, and without you guys, many more of us would have died. There's no way we could have killed that thing without the clan Eclipse helping us. So, speaking for our tribe, we want to give you whatever you could find in this palace vault. There's no way they could have opened it, because there's no way they would have known the code word. Right? And he says something in Elvish. That's nonsense. Like it's nonsense. Like if I was saying in English, like ba boo doo ba boo boo boo. You know, you're like, what are you doing? That's kind of what it's like, but it's Elvish. It sounds much better than that. That's, you know, to them it sounds like that, but you sounds like la la la, like it's something nice and musical. He makes one of you memorize it. Which one of you has? Okay, makes you memorize it. It says, go into the lower room of the house of the palace. And it's raised. By the house, it's like rubble and walls. He says, just find the stairs that go down into the wine cellar, and find the unbreakable bottle. There's an unbreakable bottle that's stuck in the wall. He says, I think it's on the upper right. I'm not sure. Hold the bottle and chant that, and you'll be able to enter the vault. The treasure vault for the chieftain. It's not much, but it's the best we can do, and I can't think of anything more valuable to give it to you. Just say thank you. Cool. So, now the question is, okay,
Here we go.
what legendary item are you going to get by random chance here?
Ooh.
Sniper rifle, I mean, there we go.
That's gonna roll for us.
Deck of many things.
I'm going to roll it. I'm
Deck of many
And it's
things.
gonna
Oh, yeah.
pick up an item for each of us.
no one
Deck
item.
of many
Guys.
things.
Or not for each one of us, no.
You know,
Okay,
A deck of many things. That's some tracelessness.
what's that? It's a 5.
Oh,
the
boy.
Elvis sniper rifle, 300-mile range, pretty good.
300.
Let it be some.
So stupid.
6,000 miles.
Okay,
Is it a cloak of billowing?
so 1 through 3 is a sword. 4, 5, 6 is a trident. Sword. Okay, so you guys go to this. I mean, they're leaving. You can see in the distance the moth ships like zipping off into Wildspace, right? And you guys walk into this place, and it's sad. I mean, you can see some remains, you know, blood splatters here and there. It's been cleaned up, but it's somebody came in here or something and they just slaughtered everybody. It looks like, you know, hey man, people have been buried properly, but you can still see blood stains and chunks here and there. It's gnarly. And the walls have been caved in. You can tell that there's magical fire that's scorched things and knocked walls down. But there sure enough is a set of stairs. Backside, what looks like the remains of a hearth, a kitchen, large-sized kitchen. You guys head downstairs. You find the wine cellar. All the bottles are broken. It's disheveled. It looks like somebody came in here and tried to open. Like maybe they knew that something was down here, and they tried to loot it, but they couldn't figure out how to open it. There's one lone unshattered bottle. The rest are like broken or thrown around. There's one, and you can see that there's claw marks on it, like somebody tried to pull on it or something. But you know that's the unbreakable one. So you know, Bobby little thing. And then the wall shakes, right? Shakes a little bit, and you hear this like shuddering sound. And the wood rack in front of you, right, folds like an accordion, right, into the wall. Like it folds and goes into the wall magically. And then the wall sinks down. And then on the other side of the wall, there's 2 chests, and there's this beautiful ornate wooden stand. And on the wooden stand is this simple, slightly curved blade, longsword.
Dibs.
Yeah, the druid.
Hello.
I
We
use
have
sword
some.
too.
You already have some.
But I could use another one.
I just have a regular sword.
I have a regular sword of
exactly
sharpness.
once in my entire career, and I don't plan ever to again. Except, no, sorry, I used it twice. Once as a sword, and the other time as a freaking supersonic spear.
The blade is ebony black,
No,
and it's simple. It's got and it's sharpened, so it's like,
totally cursed.
like ebony black.
Totally.
It looks like it's about the thickness of a man's
So I'll
hand,
take it.
right? And on the right side, the handle, it's got a simple leather body, and it's got a simple guard. The guard is simple and silver, right? It's a very, very elegant weapon, very simple weapon.
The ebony blade.
And you can tell right now, looking at it, that case it's in, it's holding it, right? It's like this beautiful, like mahogany or whatever kind of beautiful wood, right? This is something very special to this family. Like, you're reckoning it's some sort of family heirloom or something. And then on either side are two chests that are both square wooden wrought iron bindings on them, right? And that's all that's in the thing. So, does somebody want to touch the blade? I don't mean touch the blade. Just grab the sword.
I will.
Okay, all three of you at the same time roll for initiative.
Wait,
You gotta roll for initiative. You said what you're doing it. Roll for initiative.
Oh yeah, no.
Right, wrong dice.
Yeah, so if one of them suddenly collapses in pain, I'm casting a remove curse on them immediately.
Okay.
You said roll for your
Do
initiative?
both of you have magical weapons?
I technically don't.
Mine turns magical when I.
Mine is just a really sharp sword.
Mine's just a regular sword.
Yeah, same. And 10.
11. Would you roll?
12.
You grab it.
Oh.
She's standing up there, she's like, she uses her hand. The two of you are like,
No!
no! And she grabs it, and like your hand goes here, and your hand goes there. She's like, she's holding this blade. It's super light.
It has been tools up.
You have sword mastery? I mean,
Probably
would a
not.
druid use a metal sword weapon?
I have proficiency, yeah.
And swords?
Yeah.
That seems kind of weird.
And that's
I
interesting.
thought druids didn't use metallic weapons.
Yeah.
I've never
I
heard
haven't
anything like
seen
that.
it.
Never heard of that.
You haven't played D&D 2.5e
Nah,
or
that's true.
advanced D&D 30 years ago when I was playing D&D. That was a rule. Druids could use metallic weapons. They couldn't wear metallic armor.
Huh.
They technically still can't. From what I know.
Is that in the rule book? Because I don't think
Somebody
you remember
probably
that.
not.
Look it up. But she has a sword.
She does.
She's like, and it's super light, right? And
Does
you're
it
like, wow.
talk?
It doesn't suck.
Out of nowhere. It's like, wielder.
Okay, so
Only metal armor and shields are prohibited. Any weapon is fine.
great. So I want you to roll d20 to attune with her.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
yeah. What's your wisdom?
+1.
Okay, cool.
See, I do,
I rolled a 16.
Wow.
That's gonna be fun.
She holds it. She's like, all of a sudden you feel really nauseous. Ooh, ooh, right? And then the blade you hear in your head, not worthy. And you
Dang.
drop it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Do you want to try picking it up again?
Yes.
Ah.
Roll initiative. She drops the blade. She looks like she's gonna vomit, but then she picks over the
19!
17.
Okay, what's your dex?
And my dex is 12, so +1.
So you rolled 12. What's your dex?
My dex is
Oh,
16.
oh,
So plus what?
3, got it.
Okay, so you outmaneuver him. He almost puts his hand on it, but then you like box him out like you're boxing, like you're playing basketball or something. You box him down with your hips and you grab the sword.
What it?
Roll d20.
Hey, what's the
Use your
sword?
wisdom bonus.
Hey, what's the sword?
I rolled a 7.
Ooh.
Hey, what's the sword?
Roll one.
9.
Okay, you grab the sword, and all of a sudden, you feel this incredible surge of like energy and heat and on, and you hear this voice in your head. Worthy. Like the blade like glows a little bit, and it's this black ebony sword with this thin white sharp edge. You immediately feel this weapon is very dangerous, powerful.
Nice.
You wonder why it wasn't sheathed.
creature.
There's no sheath. And you don't have a sheath that will fit it because the blade is awfully wide.
And it's curved too.
Yeah, it has a subtle curve at the end of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not, you've never seen a weapon like it. So this is the backside of the blade, right? Simple handle, very simple handle, right? Just wrapped with leather. A little tassel, right? Right? And then this thing has got a little white strip. It's a little bit wider than that. Yeah. A little bit longer too, but that's generally simple, very simple weapon. Very elegant, it's super like, it's perfectly balanced. Yeah, you're like, wow, okay, I don't know what this is, but wow. Here's what you know, it's a legendary item. And it's sharper than anything you've ever seen. You immediately know that that edge is sharper than
Oh, swear to God.
Yeah.
It's like, swear to God.
It's sharper
Well,
than
it is
anything.
only single edge.
Right, well, it's a single-edged sword, so technically, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody gonna try open those two chests?
I am.
There's
Fine,
just
I'll open the other one. I'll open the other one. I just wanted to know. I dashed daggers at him.
Okay, so there's two chests. There's one on the left,
Daggers at you.
right? So remember, here's the sword, right? Right. Here's the sword. Here's the stand it was on, right? Really ornate stand, right?
Yep.
On the other side, there's a chest here, and there's a chest here. Which one are you gonna go for?
Right.
Left.
This one.
Left.
You go to this one? Okay. And you're going
Left.
where? This one?
Opposite to him.
Okay. So, you make a saving throw versus poison.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother.
So you grab the chest, and you're looking at it, and you like try to open it, and all of a sudden you hear this sound of breaking glass, and this little poison like puff comes out. You go over here.
Mm-hmm.
You're holding the sword, right?
So I'm gonna
When he goes to try to touch that chest, it like pivots towards him, and it just wants to attack him.
So
Daggers.
It literally moves on its own and tries to attack you.
Straight daggers.
Then you gotta hold it back or let it go.
You do anything to hold it back?
I mean,
You let it.
Straight daggers.
It literally is going to attack you if you don't try to resist.
I'll resist. I'll be like, no,
16. Roll d20.
okay.
that's my
Wait, do I have to roll right now too?
Roll your saving.
Okay, so I'm gonna use, if I fail it, I'm gonna use an Indomitable, which means I can re-roll a saving throw. if I
Go
fail
for it.
3.
Okay.
So
You go like this. You go, and then poison it. You suck it in. Roll it.
He's sucking it.
14.
That'll be got.
Using that one.
Indomitable, right? You just
Yeah.
lean into it. You're like
Yeah.
poison. Tastes like tomato sauce.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get poisoned.
What's the DC check?
I rolled a 16.
See if they're higher than 16.
Okay. Do I get any throws or
Wisdom. Wisdom or strength, whichever's higher.
strength? So plus
Okay.
5.
What is that?
14. 10 plus 4.
Okay, so you
10 plus 4.
you're like, and then the blade says it again. Worthy. You hit your head. Huh. You sense danger. You're like, you're looking at the thing, and you look up, and you see that the blade was actually pointing at this when it was in the case.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and you see him standing like this, pointing the sword at you. And he's like, you see him looking at the sword, and he just pull it down. You see magical energy, like, and then he finally gets the sword to submit to him. Hey, so I don't know what you say. Excuse me. Almost like you farted on But inventions have issues.
Yeah. Still staring daggers on.
Yeah.
I wanted that sword.
You're gonna have to break the lock. It's locked.
Okay.
Only
You,
in jail,
I
right?
assumed you were breaking the lock. That's why I think you trap go on. Yeah, you pull the chest open. It is filled with gemstones.
Oh,
Nice.
Like we're talking at least 20 different kinds of a pile of gemstones, and then there's a bed of gold coins. They look like white gold, like platinum coins, and then on top of a pile of gemstones. It's probably 60,000-70,000.
Holy cow.
Put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag.
Why don't you just?
Alright, just take the chest.
I'm just saying, you know, you already set the trap off, and it didn't taste very good. So you're like,
I double swept the lock to try to cut it up.
go ahead.
Try to cut it.
I'll say that for time's sake, that
Uh-huh.
you managed to pry it open. I reckon if you couldn't, you'd ask the barbarian or he'd help.
Mm-hmm.
So inside this chest, because you had to jostle it, you hear some glass breaking and stuff. When you open it, you can see that there are several potions in there.
Oh, brother.
Right? 4 or 5 of them broke, but there's still 4 or 5 of them left. So you'll have 4 or 5 potions. I'll roll for those later,
Okay.
but they'll be good. They're not like potions of healing, which are like.
Yeah. Normal question.
Yeah, regular.
This is the
Like this is what you're
all,
doing?
like the prized possession of this family. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really valuable. Like stuff like dragon's breath, stuff like polymorph, things that are really or shape change rather, that are really powerful. You got that one that could turn you into a blue dragon?
Yeah, I remember
yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that like saved your guys' life. So stuff like that, that
Mhm.
level.
He's
Yeah. Because the people you're going after have learned how to subdue nightmare beasts.
Yeah.
And you fought one.
They have a
There's one on
gang
your
now.
ship.
If I can avoid
So
banishing
that's
my-
why they were so effective at annihilating this place. Like they have subdued nightmare beasts, which is extremely rare, extremely hard to do. So somehow the Yashchery that are rebelling have figured out how to subdue nightmare beasts, and somehow got access to them. So something or someone is helping them on this. This is stuff that Garn tells you guys are headed to his home.
Yeah, yeah. Hey.
Like I don't know where we're heading to. It's like he says I refuse to believe that the whole Senate is okay with this. This can't be the case. Like he's like, there's no way the Sacred Senate is like agreeing. Like he's certain that they're not all like crazy. He said, nevertheless, we should probably land at a trading outpost and be discreet and make sure. So, you know, it's just the place. Now I don't know if I don't think I posted it, but I'm gonna post on the chat the planet you're headed to, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Valcannus, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I think I remember my name.
I want that.
You know,
Volcano.
I want that sword.
what? Volcana, yeah. That's what you did. Oh man. This is painful. Oh man. Oh, that's not that one.
This is painful.
I'll have to use my eyes.
Yeah,
I like that
But,
sword.
huh?
But I like that sword.
I want that sword. Since
Yeah.
she wants very
Okay, so
badly to have that sword.
I'm going to tell you what it is because the sword and you are bonded now. You've attuned to it. That's what the whole rolling business was. And you subduing it when you try to attack him, like that's, you've attuned to it. There may be chances, in roll one, things like this, where you lose your attunement with it and it does something dangerous. Right. But it right now it means you're worthy. It's a +3 fully borable longsword. You don't know what that means, look it up, and those of you who know what it means, you're drooling, it's okay. But it did say, you help these guys, you figure out the refugee situation, and so they gave you the best they could give you. And this represents the treasure of an ancient culture and an ancient people who you helped. So, you know.
Let's go.
And it may be something you just use temporarily, and then in your honor, the paladin you are, you give it back. Maybe something that lasts the rest of your adventuring career. I don't know. We'll see, but I have a feeling it's going to come in handy in the days to come.
Nice.
So, guys, I think we should wrap up there.
Yep.
Next week, we will be landing on Valcannus
Yep.
discreetly and then journeying to meet with the Sacred Senate to see what on earth, or shall I say Valcannus, is going on.
It's just
That is all she wrote.
Let's go. We overheated.